Okay, that
Yep.
appears to be working.
We're going.
Yeah.
Welcome back to this week's podcast. This week we are coming to you from Palmer, Alaska, or technically in Palmer or Wasilla right now.
I think we're technically in Wasilla.
We're in
I think we're in
Alaska.
Wasilla.
This week's podcast is going to be brought to you by Big Beautiful COVIDs and vitamin C food.
This week's podcast is also brought to you by Margot and the dulcet tones of Dan.
Okay, I am your host, Madison.
I'm your other host, Jesse James. Welcome to our conversational leftist mukbang podcast.
Yeah. Live from Grandma's house.
Live, pre-recorded live from Grandma's house. Yeah. We are visiting my grandma, and my aunt lives here, and Miles lives here, and Jess kind of lived here for a minute when I was coming in.
There's a lot of comings and goings.
Yeah.
But mostly rabbits.
A lot of rabbits.
Yeah.
You can kind of see this valley out behind us and the mountains in the background. That's a pretty good view. You can probably go to our Instagram and see more of that,
Yeah.
or go to either of our Twitters. You'll probably see some of that there. There's lots of wide open spaces and things out here.
Lots of mountains and trees and mushrooms, which I didn't know about until
a lot of mushrooms.
Now. Yeah. That's not what I would have expected coming to Alaska. There being just an abundance of every kind of mushroom I could imagine. But I love it, and I want it to happen everywhere all the time now.
I think we spent upwards of a full daylight's amount of time just mushroom looking at this point.
Yeah. Which you can also probably view on our personal Instagrams.
Yeah. You'll be able to find that.
Lots of nice mush content.
So, mush sluts aside.
No. Never aside.
This is now our last day of 2 weeks in Alaska, which was not the intention.
It was not the plan.
We're in this room that also is sort of become a COVID seclusion room, because
I got COVID in Alaska.
Yay.
Yay. Despite being vaccinated, all of us. Well, I for sure got COVID. With some very light yet unpleasant symptoms, such as runny nose, just general snot happening, coughing, lots of cool noises, just stuff dripping out my face all the time, and
no whining.
No, I didn't whine. I never complained when I was sick.
No wheezing or strange
kill
lamenting.
Me now, take me, Lord.
None of that happened.
No, I'm the suffer in silence type mostly.
Yeah, strong, silent.
Yeah.
I didn't get any symptoms, but the chances that if I'm able to get the whatever the strain was through my vaccine, that I didn't get it are like 0%.
Right.
So
there's a lot of food sharing.
Yeah.
So it's I don't see any world in which that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we're still here. We're supposed to.
Hey, hey everybody who's learning about this through this video. Nice.
But things are getting good and better.
Yeah.
I'm not as sick as I was.
Well, things were never too bad,
I'm not really sick anymore.
which I'm gonna fully put on us being vaccinated.
Yeah, I would say if I wasn't vaccinated, I think this would have been super not fun.
Yeah.
Just based on the amount of fun I had.
Yes.
Which I would say, actually, as far as COVID vacations go, this ranks pretty highly. Not that I've had any before, but
This is the best COVID I've ever
this
had.
is the best COVID I've ever had. Highly rated. I don't know that very many people get oysters just delivered to them
Yeah.
upon having COVID.
The
But that
last,
happened.
3 days were just solid sort of COVID seclusion stuff.
COVID seclusion, lounging.
A lot of lounging.
A lot of lounging.
And we did, my grandma showed up with an oyster knife and fresh oysters.
Mm.
So that was an okay way to spend lunch.
Yeah, I was fine with it.
I'm pretty sure we had not been like human beings that day yet either. And it was already like lunch.
I think we had gotten out of bed at like, I want to say 2, maybe.
Lunch might be pushing it.
I mean, yeah.
But you can find pictures of those oysters. We both opened our first oysters successfully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been added to the list of queen titles that Madison has appointed herself mostly on this trip.
Yeah, I found out that dragonflies have an affinity for me, that it's weird.
Kind of unsettling.
Very, but cool.
Yeah.
Like, they come to me and they land on me, and that's mostly it. But
you can find pictures of that too. It is worth noting 2 of the 5 were crawling on the ground
like,
up to you.
Oh yeah, like they.
And then you pick them up and they flew away.
Yeah, it was like a very weary, tired dragonfly, and then I put it in my hand, and then up to the sky they went.
Yeah, so there are 2 separate like dragonfly on the hand pictures that you can find, and then there were various other dragonflies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you became the Dragon Ball Queen.
That is how I became the Dragon Ball Queen. What was the other queen I mentioned? Oyster Shucking Queen? Shucking Queen? Queen of Shucking?
The Shucking Queen.
Shucking Queen.
And I don't know. I feel like the other one annoyed me enough to where I just. Oh, no, I remember what it is. The fucking Dog Queen or whatever the fuck. Money Queen. Yeah. You want to go find a real good picture? You can go find a picture that if it isn't up, I'll be putting up of Madison looking as satisfied as possible with herself with 3 dogs on top of her.
I need everyone out there to know that in this house there's a dog named Money, and he is the best thing I have ever seen. There's also a dog named Taco, who is
Taco the dog.
Taco the dog. Is not so easy on the eyes, but beautiful in his own way. He's very talented.
Ugly piece of shit. But he has tusks. He can stand up.
This is a Chihuahua we're describing.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Which I think really completes the image.
He's apparently gone off into that valley over there and disappeared for like a couple of days at a time and then just come back out.
Oh, he's been swooped up by an owl?
Yeah.
Once or twice, or an eagle?
Or a Mothman?
Just gone into the wilderness?
And normal stuff.
Yeah, this dog can't die, is what I understand.
And he smells great.
Well, I haven't known that.
Yeah. The COVID queen.
Right.
Was also the missing smell queen for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's how we knew. That's how we knew to get tested for sure.
Yeah.
I did lose my smell and taste for a few days, but it's almost completely back.
That's good.
Like, today was probably the best it's been.
I didn't lose any of that stuff, so I smelled full taco. And there's a lot of baked goods in this house.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I get the feeling that it's like near nightly with different baked goods, and it's kind of fucked up. Today, 3 loaves of pumpkin bread with like streusel and stuff appeared while my uncle was visiting.
They were insane.
Yeah.
There was, walnuts and cranberries inside of it.
And
it's just...
It was real good.
Really good. There's been an assortment of cookies made. They're just available.
Yeah.
At all times. Some with
there's
cereal.
Always cookies. Yeah, right now there's still a few chocolate chip cookies, and there's also a fair bit of it's got like
rice, not Rice Krispies.
I think it's Rice Krispies.
Is it? Okay.
I don't eat a lot of cereal.
It's crispy, and it's
There's crispy rice on the outside of these cookies that are like peanut butter cookies with butterscotch chips.
Yeah, and peanuts, I think.
Those are really good.
Ridiculous.
And then we've also got grandma cooking, because the baked goods are mostly aunt cooking.
Yeah.
The grandma cooking has also been exceptional.
Yes. I feel like this has been a really, really good trip for food overall.
Yeah. Also, a confusing trip, because I feel like we've had a lot of good food, and we both lost weight.
I don't understand.
Yeah, that's messed up.
My theory is the COVID. That the big, beautiful COVIDs did that to both of us, maybe. Maybe our bodies are working overtime to not die.
I mean, if this is the effect COVID has on me, that's fine.
Just load me up, brother. Load me up with those big, beautiful COVIDs.
It's BBCs. Get them in here.
I mean, you get to be hot and eat all the food you want.
And you always have an excuse not to go out.
Why even get vaccinated at this point?
Why even do it?
Side effect of COVID is that you might be too happy.
Yeah. And that's a real problem.
Yeah.
Speaking of too happy, there's a fireplace in this room.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks real spooky.
And
on
that's
the camera.
That's been exceptional.
That's great. I think all fires should be switch operated. Yeah. That seems good.
It's also, in the 2 weeks we've been here, it has fully switched from summer to fall. So it's yellow and snow-peaked outside now, and when I got here it was all green. It's very Alaska shift feeling.
Which was nice because they gave us an excuse to do some Alaskan thrift storing, which was good. Fun and interesting.
It was good in parts, and it was really, really Jesus-y in other parts.
It was not dissimilar to Idaho thrift storing.
Okay.
It was very, very similar to me. I did get this turtleneck.
You got 2, right?
I got 2 turtlenecks, and I got 2 turtlenecks, and a sweatshirt for my brother. It was also very good. And then at, what is the name of that antique store we went to?
Alaska Picker, maybe?
The Alaska Picker. I got like a kind of, it's not a sweater, it's just like this, it's not knit. A weird velour
it's a
collared shirt.
It's a 70s outerwear.
Wait a minute. I have
shirt.
it. I could just show everyone.
It's good.
It's a really good shirt, but it is very 70s.
It also
Yeah.
fits you stylistically so well that I forgot you bought it here at times.
Really?
Yeah.
Great. That's good news. I don't think the lighting is doing the colors justice, but it's like navy and then kind of a reddish burnt orange and then like a goldish tan.
Yeah, it's really
Stripe.
good.
It's very good fall.
Really good fall colors. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very similar to stuff that I usually try to find as well.
And a nice collar on it.
And it looks comfortable.
It's pretty damn comfortable. And it's like oversized in the perfect way.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more about this Alaska trip. But first,
the mukbang part of the...
Which thing were you pointing at first?
All of it.
Okay. Well, let's go with this first. We've had a lot of these.
This first?
You don't think so?
Wait, no, what's the order you're supposed to do it in? Is there an order you're supposed to do this in?
We're idiots, so what do I know?
Well, yeah, but if there's something we're supposed to know, it would be the order of alcohols that you consume in it.
You're right. Okay.
I'm not wrong about this.
So the first thing, our resolution is not great here, so this might not show up. But right before we started, my grandma suggested we have some of this. It's snowed in, so it's apple, ginger, and cardamom infusion, and I think it has whiskey in it.
Yeah, I think she said it was Knob Creek.
Yeah. So if you look, you can see all the business in there.
Yeah, there's some infusion.
There's some infused gin in here.
Infused gin.
Also, the open window over the entryway on that side of the room, we're getting some good pot fumes, which has been
pairs nicely.
Which has been ever present.
Oh, that smells really good.
Yeah, this does smell really good. All right. Well,
okay. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out that's quite good.
Mhm.
I'm gonna.
I like that.
Nudge this over so we're more in frame.
Did you end up putting a little bit of water in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I branched it.
You branched it. I've never heard that before until today.
I think I've heard that, but I had no idea what it means. I'm thinking of being a bartender. Who knows?
Speaking of fumes, pot fumes.
Hold on a second.
I need more things.
So, well, we need pot. So while this gets down to the bottom so it smokes a little better here for a second, this has been pretty good. This has been a nice addition to this trip. This is one of the first times I've had weed in a way that makes me feel decent.
That's good.
Yeah.
I would say the same for me.
We're not great at weed, and this has been good weed.
No. Turns out our weed high vibe is... how did you describe it? Very homeschool?
No, I described it as slow homeschool kids. Which is accurate as fuck.
It's really accurate.
Wandering around looking at mushrooms quietly. Just like,
no talking.
Yeah. Look at this. Stupid.
It's really dumb, but I enjoy it. It's a good vibe. I cannot be expected to have a good time and talk at the same time. Sounds horrible.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to do it. This stuff is pretty decent. It seems really mild, but then it doesn't eventually. So, yeah. It seems more mild than what I did for the 420 episode, which was Nick's.
That was an edible though, right?
No, he had a
oh yeah, I remember now.
yeah.
I forgot.
And the 420 episode, it didn't hit me very hard until after the 420 episode was over. And then it did. And we also talked for a while after that episode, and that was the I'm gonna look at the lights in my room. So yeah, that was a pretty effective set of stuff.
That was really good, but I do like this stuff better.
This stuff's good
than whatever I've used in the past.
Do we still have the box for it?
I think it's in that garbage bag.
Okay. It might be worth taking a picture of it, because...
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, it's like urban extracts or something like that. But it's spelled Herban.
Okay, well, my opinion of it has gone down.
Well...
It hasn't.
Great.
I would do stupid shit like that if I was Herban. Another grandma thing. She has a lot of internet video meetings of different kinds, and some of those have been kind of entertaining to be off on the side of, including one of my topics, which was the dulcet tones of Dan. I don't know what their meeting was about. I think it ended up being an auction eventually.
Yeah, it was an auction.
But they started off by like having somebody play piano, and then like it sounded kind of.
You say somebody like you don't know.
Dan played piano. And it was fine. But then some of it also sounded like a timeshare meeting. It wasn't, but like it came off that way.
There was a really, I was telling you about this, there was a really weird part of the call where someone posed the question like, how much money would you pay for basically for like Democrats to take over everything, and people were like, $1 million or my firstborn child and stuff like that. So
didn't you say like 1,000 rubles?
Oh yeah, someone thought that was funny too.
And then later I heard people auctioning while I was getting stuff out of the kitchen, and one of them was named like screen named like Senator Harriet Tubman or something. Cool. I think it was for Alaskan Democrats. I think that's what was up.
I think so.
That's been a lot of them.
I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird.
Listen to.
Yeah. And then just a lot of other seems like my grandma does a lot more than I do kind of stuff.
I have a grandma like that, as you know.
Yeah.
Like, our grandmas are moving on up in the world.
Yeah.
And we have this podcast.
Can't keep up with those damn kids. I mean grandmas.
Well,
yeah.
It's cool to have access to a grandma like that.
Yeah. They both have nice places to, like, hang out in.
This property is ridiculous.
It's
just in the middle of kind of nowhere. Not really nowhere, but...
It's like the good version of Dracula's castle on top of a mountain. That's what it feels like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot about just walking around here that makes me, like, gives me the same feelings as when I was very young, just wandering around in the woods.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It is good. Cool. There's also that slight fear of people just shooting at you if you walk on the wrong thing. I don't think it would happen.
I don't
know if it would happen.
I'm, like, less afraid of that here than I am in Idaho.
Yeah, I am too, actually.
I'm more afraid here. I'm very afraid of moose.
Yeah.
And random bear traps in
Yeah.
people's backyards.
The moose are more likely.
Yeah, yes.
And we ran into moose droppings in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Kind of scary.
I've been around moose, and I'm not gonna say they're not scary. Uh,
They're ginormous.
they're very big and irrational.
That's how I like it.
Nice. I mean, these BBWs have been doing it for me.
Big, beautiful. Wabbits. There's some really big rabbits here, guys.
There are a lot of very big rabbits.
They're like this big.
Yeah.
Big, chunky rabbits.
And then some of them are like this big, and that's pretty good too.
Yeah, there's a little tiny black one who's like maybe this big.
A real fiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. He's a good one. He's my favorite. Although I do enjoy the like granddaddy rabbit that is huge and seems to be in charge of everyone.
That's a pretty good one. It's big.
Yeah.
Got a lot of mugwump energy.
Mugwump energy.
I think I have that. Not important. There's also a lot of weird sounding birds in this area.
Oh yeah.
Which is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of spooky tree activity.
There's some happening right now. Like, what the fuck is that? There's, I don't know. I think that's the same bird I heard on my first night here. That it sounds kind of like a cat screaming.
Yeah, and my aunt said that there was some sort of four-legged animal making cat/childish noises in the treetops down there not long before we got here, and I don't know what that would be. It was probably cool.
Sounds good.
There's a lot of, like, this probably won't kill me in Alaska feeling. I think even more than is likely, but it has a little bit of that. I like it.
We came across a lot of mushrooms with that energy.
Yeah.
But then we also found out later that that is, in fact, true, that most of those will kill you.
Yeah.
Or really, really hurt you.
I think, weren't the ones we were seeing, some of them, the skull next to the edibility? Like the...
Yeah.
No.
We got a hold of a, like, mushroom species handbook and identified some of the actually identifiable mushrooms. And all the most exciting ones are like, if you eat this, you'll die.
No, all the most exciting ones are, some guy named Gary told me that if you eat this, it tastes kind of like buttered popcorn and you'll die probably. But I don't know. And then like a quote.
Yeah, a lot of not so helpful edibility advice in this book. A lot of it's kind of like, here's what it tastes like. It's not super pleasant, so like I wouldn't, but
yeah,
that's just like your opinion, man.
It's got a lot of that's just your opinion, man energy in there, which I guess is okay for a mushroom book, but it should be absolute on the edibility.
I think it is 100% his opinion, man, of mushrooms. I don't even know.
Some of them he straight up says, like, I think it's edible, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, one of them was like, I heard of a guy who had this and lived, but I don't know.
But it could be really bad for your stomach.
Okay.
And the pictures exist, but they're not fantastic.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't, I can't shit too hard on this book because I want them to buy my pictures from me later for the 3rd edition.
We might need to have a campaign for that.
Yeah, I got some good mush pics. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What's next on the docket?
There's a lot of shit on this one. Hey, why don't we talk about the shit we watched?
That's so broad.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys like Owen Wilson? Because we do, apparently.
We really do.
We watched. You saw the the Royal Tenenbaums.
Uh-huh.
2001's The Royal Tenenbaums.
I watched that for the first time.
And I haven't seen it in a long time, and I still like it quite a bit.
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah. And Gwipple should never have moved on.
No, I think that. Well, to be honest, I don't think I've seen her in anything other than that in Iron Man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, between the two, I'm going to go with Margot. And not Pepper Potts.
Also, Pepper Potts looks more and more like she's made out of plastic in every movie that she's in, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, can you blame her? Her name is Pepper Potts. Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
Peter Parker Pepper Potts.
Mm-hmm.
But she was really good in it.
Yeah.
So was Owen Wilson and
Other Wilson,
who I didn't know existed, but is
Luke Wilson.
Luke
Wilson is good in that movie because he is sort of a turd, but like in good ways, in the ways that you want a depressed weirdo to be.
Yeah. He plays depressed weirdo really well,
yeah.
Which is, I think, why I haven't seen him in anything, because it seemed like he does, like, indie stuff.
Oh, he's the main character in Idiocracy, I think.
I have not seen that.
You're fine.
Cool.
And there's images of him from something else in my brain, but I have no idea what it is. Anyway. I still really like when he looks in the mirror and says, "I'm going to kill myself tomorrow." Just slits his wrists. It's funnier than it sounds if you haven't seen it.
That scene and the scene that follows of him in the hospital, like talking about his suicide note with his family, is, I think, some of my favorite writing in a show.
It's really good.
Yeah. Can I read your suicide note? No. Is it dark? Yes.
It's a suicide.
It's a suicide note.
But also, he wrote it when he woke up from trying to commit suicide. He regained consciousness and wrote it, and then sealed it, and then went to the hospital.
Same energy as I'm gonna kill myself tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good. And then Gwipple's got. I wonder if she was responsible for that, like, decade of people wearing incredibly intense eyeliner. Because it's not just her, but it was definitely, like, noticeable when we watched it. How, like, focused on her look, though, like.
It was a definite, like, that was a character choice for her. Yeah, I don't know. When did that come out again?
2001? 20 years ago.
I'm trying to remember if I remember that decade being super eyeliner heavy. Wow, I'm like having a stroke. Eyeliner heavy in that fashion?
I don't know. I just remember that there was a point in time where it was something I saw all the time, and then it wasn't. But it's been a long time since then, so.
Her whole aesthetic feels very like a little 90s, but also I don't know.
It kind of isn't that 90s.
I think the thing that's 90s about it to me is just like the hot anorexia sort of.
That is very 90s.
Look, and then the smoking, although that's every decade, and the eyeliner, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like, I don't know really the reach of that movie, but I know it was pretty popular. Like, that's why he's big now. So maybe that stuff inspired people who inspired fashion stuff. It feels a little bit like how the 90s moved into being the thousands, because it doesn't have a really firm style in that movie, but it has like an art direction that feels like it could be style further along or something.
Yeah.
Because like the characters wear like costumes basically, like even like the dad is a bellhop for a lot of the movie, and the mom kind of wears like a professor costume.
Yeah, like they're all.
Danny Glover is wearing a man suit, and then the tennis costume. Oh, and the tracksuits.
That's a really good one. Oh, the tracksuits are like the best part. I love the funeral scene with the black tracksuits.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's really good. It's very like Ben Stiller too. And what was I gonna say? I think this is my favorite Wes Anderson movie that I've seen, and I think it's also the oldest one.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, this is one of his first ones, and now that I've seen that and can compare it to like Moonrise Kingdom, which I think came out.
It came out like 5 years ago or more, right?
It's
maybe 7.
Something like that. It's a lot more recent. Anyway, yeah. My point.
I mean, it's not from 2001.
Yeah, and you can really tell a difference between those two. Like, I just recently rewatched Moonrise Kingdom.
Is it good? I still haven't seen it.
I liked the movie a lot, but rewatching it, I realized it's like, I think it's one of those movies that the first watch has like some sort of magic to it. It's really nice, but rewatching it a lot of times ruins it.
Okay, I might watch it once then.
Maybe watch it once, because it has like a very specific kind of nostalgic feel to the whole thing.
It's a lot of camp stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like very Boy Scout, island. Well, not island. Like East Coast sort of feel. I don't know where that island is supposed to be. They're supposed to be on an island somewhere.
So like those places that used to be Nazi buns are now that are now camps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
They work that into the movie?
Not so much.
All right, that's fine, I guess. We also watched. We should mention Owen Wilson in that movie real quick because he does some good face paint driving.
My favorite, Cocaine Cowboy.
Yeah.
Which is a really great summation of Owen Wilson's acting as a person. I think.
Especially after the other two Owen Wilson vehicles that we watched. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights.
The greatest American trilogy, maybe, in the future. I would love it, please.
Come on, Jackie Chan.
Wait, how old is Jackie Chan?
He's still doing movies, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but how old are you?
I know he's whiter than he used to be, but...
Whiter or wider?
Wider. Is he like 60?
He is 67.
Wow,
he's tall.
How tall is he?
Well, he's 5'9". That's not that tall, but it's tall for me. Seems tall.
Okay.
It seems tall.
Yep.
Aw. What the fuck is it?
Wow.
That's a really bad picture.
Bad choices by Jackie. Get a hairstylist. But yeah, those movies are still exactly what they were, and I love them.
And they hold up really well. Everything holds up. It's great.
Yeah, just watch them. Give them money so they make a third one, so I'll finally be happy again.
I need some sort of extended childhood nostalgia to be.
Yeah, everybody else gets their weird nostalgia. They're like 12 movies into Jurassic Park. Give me my stuff.
Yeah, you had your Harry Potters. Now give me my Hank the Cow Dogs.
Live action Hank the Cow Dog. Owen Wilson plus Bionicles. Get in there. Warrior Cats movie. Owen Wilson vehicle.
Can you imagine the crowd that comes out for that movie?
It's so dirtbag heavy.
Just weirdos and homeschoolers. And they would all be very socially anxious, I feel like.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun time.
I don't know anybody like that, but I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, they might be. Thank you.
So this beer has been very good to us while we've been here.
It has been.
This is Denali Brewing from Talkeetna, Alaska's Single Engine Red. That's good. It's pleasant.
It's really good. It's a stout. Right? Yep.
It's like a very...
I'm reading it to try and figure out what this is.
It's like a sort of fruity, but very like... I don't know. It tastes like what beer should taste like to me, mostly.
I think...
Like it's a tiny bit hoppy, but not in the IPA way.
Yeah, I was just reading that actually. European malts and just enough hops for balance. Actually, that's a really good way of describing this because I think it is a little bit malty, and I don't like the taste of hops.
Yeah,
but it's
this
not,
has worked okay for me.
Yeah, it's a good stout that's like not super duper heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can like eat and have this.
I love eating
at the
this
same
beer.
time. A lot of stouts you cannot eat and have it.
Heard it here first.
It's hard. It's too much. But this is nice. It's light enough to do it.
So we watched Owen Wilson movies.
We also watched French horror series called Marianne.
We watched Marianne. I mentioned it. We didn't have a podcast last week, but in the last podcast, I did mention Marianne at the very end. And we watched it, and it's good.
It is very good. There's the perfect amount of like cheesiness in certain things. I don't really want to like spoil anything, but do you think it's spoiling to say just the general way that it's set up?
Not if it's in like the first episode or so.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember the stops and the starts there.
You should explain the setup. I don't think that's...
So the setup is like the main character is this girl who grew up. I had a hard time understanding where exactly the island was. Was it?
It seems like it's a fake French island, and I have no idea, in the sea.
Some like coastal town or island in France.
Well, it was called it was called something that may as well have been like Lovecraft Town.
Yeah. Village City.
Endin. It was It was Endin Village or something. Mm-hmm. And all it has is like a small community and a lighthouse. Yeah. With a school under the lighthouse. Like, the lighthouse comes out of the school.
Yeah, and also, the road to the lighthouse just, like, disappears.
Yeah, the road's only available in low tide.
Because that's what you want for your school. But so that's like the setup or where it all really takes place, but it's about this girl struggling with like alcoholism and also her past
being too cool. She
does struggle with being too cool, and too many people wanting to fuck her basically.
Every people.
It's every person. She's just too beautiful.
She's not. It's fine. She's fine.
She's kind of a jackass.
Yeah.
But she's like a famous author who writes horror stories based on her upbringing in this place.
And her dreams.
Oh yeah, that's a really important part of it. her dreams. And then
she starts getting like sort of accosted by a witch, or at least somebody claiming to be a witch.
talking about Carol.
Well, the first thing that happens is one of her old friends shows up at a book signing. And that's sort of where the story kicks off, is she shows up and is very weird and says that, like, her mom is a witch, and then witch stuff starts happening.
Because her mom believes herself, I don't think this is a spoiler, her mom believes herself to be the main character in the books that this girl is writing.
Yeah.
The horror stories. So, that's the setup of the thing. But I think it's really good. I would recommend watching it in French with English subtitles, not the dubbed version, although the dubbed version is hilarious.
The dubbed version, ruining one part of one scene from the beginning, because I think there's other things that are very worth seeing in it, but there is a sort of nightmare scenario, and a figure like creeps into somebody's bedroom and seems to be at the end of the bed, and then it just says, "Give me a fee." Give me a fee.
Yeah. That is one part of the French to English translation that I think went perfectly.
Yeah.
The rest of it, not so much, but that I think translated very well.
The English translation is not good for a lot of people, but it's okay for the witchy character. But it gets worse the further it goes, it seems like. So,
yeah.
If you can deal with subtitles, please do it that way.
Yeah. Plus, the French just sounds
good.
And fuck, what was I gonna say? The like American English coming out of these people talking is just like off-putting and weird looking.
It's not what you want. It's a lot of like voice actor-ass voice acting, but like dry. It's like cartoon voices for a live action show.
But very good.
Yeah, and that one's fairly short. 7 episodes, I think.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
But we watched something that was 6 episodes, and it's Sexy Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sexy Beasts was mentioned 2 podcasts ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's trash.
God, it's so bad. It's horrible, and I hope they make more of it.
Yeah. What do you think the hottest animal was?
Wow, I'm really having to reach back into like my pre-COVID memory now, which is hard. I'm gonna go so hot based on just the costume, or like the costume and then also like the personality and affectation that these people decided on.
All of it.
All of it. I'm gonna have to go with I can't pick one. They're all so horribly off-putting.
Let me talk about it and see if you think of one, because there's an obvious one in there.
Well, I was gonna say the last dude.
The rhino?
The rhino.
Yeah. What a piece of shit.
Just the worst. The worst person. The worst well, not the worst costume, but really bad costume.
Hey,
mostly just the worst person.
Actually, no. I was gonna do like a bar guy voice, but it's not that. It's it's terrible.
It's not even.
He's so proud of himself. He's dog queen, but like also, he talks about sex kung fu like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And how he's got it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have like the douchey guy at the bar vibe. He is like LA spirituality, weird wellness dude. I don't even know how to describe, because he talks about sex kung fu, but he also talks about so many other like nonsensical, my energy kind of things.
He does come off as somebody who did hot yoga and then decided that he was so good at it,
Yes.
he should just do it at home.
Yeah.
Like one of those weird, like overconfident.
Yes. He sounds like he taught himself to guide hot yoga at home, but he's like really creepy also.
Really creepy.
Like he taught himself to guide hot yoga because he wanted to hit on girls.
He is the kind of person who would put Amber on at a bar so that he could aggressively dance at a woman he was trying to have sex with, who he already knew he was going to.
Yeah, some serious like sex hypnosis vibes as well from that dude.
Yeah,
not
a Scott Adams.
Yeah.
What you just heard was hypnosis.
Basically the cadence of everything he said.
Very boring.
And he won that episode.
And by win we mean
he got a date.
Maybe.
But like the girl, so the way that Sexy Beast, for anyone who's never going to watch Sexy Beast, the way that it is set up, is that they alternate between like a guy and a girl each episode, and choosing from like 3 different animal beast suitor people.
And all 4 of them have costumes.
Yeah, they all look
terrible,
fucked up. But the last episode is the worst because we get what was the girl's costume in that one?
Dolphin.
Oh yeah. God.
Terrible.
So yeah, she had a dolphin costume. It was dolphin girl, and then rhino dude, sex kung fu guy,
cowboy,
and then cowboy. That's where I was going. Cowboy, who I don't even remember his costume.
They have like they always have a first conversation, and the first conversation they had was her going, do you like have a pickup truck? And him going, yeah.
Yeah. But they make a huge thing in the beginning of the episode of this girl being like so into cowboys, and then they're like, oh, here he is, an actual cowboy.
So I remember something from seeing this with Kurt and Natalie that I think Natalie said, could have been Kurt, that last episode with the dolphin lady and the 3 guys that they gave her felt like it was somebody's ex that they were really pissed at.
I said that. Or maybe they said that too, but I know I said that as well.
Okay. They'll have to tell me.
We can all have great ideas here. I'm just saying I had that one also, and I'm pretty sure I said it. But yes, that is exactly what that whole entire episode felt like. It felt like someone's revenge on this poor dolphin woman. Because I think it not only was the rhino guy horrible, but there was cowboy guy who just was bland.
Cowboy guy was like, was he the ugly humanoid for that episode?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
The costumes.
Yeah, cowboy guy seemed like he had so little personality that there's no way he would get on.
Yeah, he really didn't do anything. Their whole conversation was a lot of like the pickup truck thing was the only thing that stood out, and then the other guy she narrowed it down between seemed like
Grasshopper.
Oh yeah, the grasshopper dude who took her bowling, right?
Yeah, and then this lady's also crazy because she wanted to slide down the bowling alley with the bowling ball.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
And she was like, "What? We're here. we can do it. We're here. It's just,
We can do whatever we want.
um,
And then the slide is like exactly what you would expect of
yeah,
her, just like
barely getting on the ground because you don't want to snap your fingers off, etc.
like no momentum built up, just a scooch. But
Yeah.
yeah, that episode was painful.
There's some dog action outside.
Angry dog. That was by far the worst one.
Yeah, that one was really bad. They also had one where, so a thing to get across that people should look for and should watch this. Every episode has a terrible humanoid costume. One person in every episode looks like they are like a witch or like just horribly aged or like some kind of alien monster. And they all kind of look like the worst the worst option of like who you would show up to a date with.
Yeah.
And for some reason, every episode, that's the person who goes home first. The people who look like weird furries and stuff, they stay because like that's not reminding you of like your imminent death or something like disease or whatever. But then the people who are like, I feel like they had to say like a keyword that they then base the costumes around or something. Because some of them seem too far to that, but I don't know.
Maybe. I kind of do wish they had more insight into the whole costuming side of it. Like,
Yeah.
that I feel like would have made the show more engaging and interesting if you got to see them like do the makeup and everything.
It's a half-hour show, but if they had an hour and the first half was them saying, like, okay, what's your personality? What do you want to be? And then them constructing the costumes, and then the second half hour was the dates, I would be like super invested.
That would be much cooler.
Yeah.
If they had like a little bit of say in the, or if it was just like an artist interpretation of like their conversation with that person.
Also, it would give them a chance to have like the meeting where they have the scrambled voices and the black outline for the people who are going to be in the costumes.
Yeah.
I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
And then they could also have like a ghost meter in the room because I feel like that's going to help.
A ghost meter would be good. Also because they for some reason decide, I guess the show is shot in England somewhere.
Yeah.
But they've decided that like in each episode there are like the same parts of it where the main person has to choose and like eliminate people that they don't like. All of those scenes take place inside of this like weird castle.
Yeah.
That each episode is adorned with weird Photoshop Renaissance paintings
Of the animal people.
of the person who's choosing, like they're royalty or something, and then everyone else just has to hang out until they get kicked off. Or
also, I think the first or second episode has a thing that insinuates that the whole reunion of the like person they pick is done in front of the person they didn't pick. So there's that one episode where they're like making out, and it just shows the other person who didn't get picked sitting there like,
like
This is very good.
That was a good one. There are a lot of episodes of that show that feel like a fuck you to somebody's ex.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a very emotionally charged show.
Also, there's an episode with a lady who is just about getting married and having kids based on in that show. And then I think the episode before that is the one where when they see each other out of the costumes, the lady is like, I'm looking for a friend kind of thing, which is very funny to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of... they found some really interesting people.
Yeah.
For that one.
I feel like there's one other notable thing from there that I was thinking of. Oh, the Tin Man. The Tin Man who like can hold his breath for 4 minutes.
Oh. God. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh.
Just the best contestant.
Yeah. So there's one guy, I don't remember his name.
They don't
Who's
have
dressed
names,
up
as far as I'm concerned.
as a Tin Man.
Yeah.
And he the first thing he makes known about himself is that he can hold his breath underwater for like 3 minutes or something.
I think he says 4.
4 minutes?
Yeah.
Either way, he brags about how long he can hold his breath underwater because I guess that's important.
And they do that in the testimonial, but then I think they move over to the first date. And that's like the first thing he says.
He says it a lot.
I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
He says it a lot. And then I think he does it at the date. I think he tries to hold his breath for like 4 minutes or something. Which is also terrible. And then he also says that his friends call him Aquaman or like Aqua Boy. I remember it being something like Aqua, but it's not cool. It's not a cool nickname. Real bad.
Also, there's some good, once people see each other as non-costumed interactions, including the guy who does not offer the woman his coat, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a move
that's my favorite reveal.
I'm adding that move to my list of moves in perpetuity. It's a very good, stupid thing.
It is very... Do we already talk about that move in the previous podcast?
No.
Okay, so the move that this guy does, in the part where they reveal everyone's like real hot faces or whatever, the girl who was the one who was picking him, she walks up and he like strips his jacket. And
first there's like a moment of like pause, like
there's a moment of, oh my god, we're both so hot.
We're both on TV.
And then so he says, you deserve this.
Yeah, he starts taking his jacket off. He's like, I think you deserve
this. And then he drops his jacket to the ground and like does a slow motion twirl.
He does a full turnaround.
And this girl in like either a sleeveless or thin strap dress is like, I am very cold.
And they walk away leaving the jacket on the ground.
Oh yeah, the jacket gets left on the ground. And in her like little sidebar conversation with the camera, she's like, oh yeah, I thought he was gonna give me his jacket because I was really cold, but that was cool too.
Yeah, that was cool too.
That was cool too. It was a good move.
Yeah.
The slow motion spin, I might just do that. Yeah. You deserve this.
I think you deserve this.
All of this.
Check it out. Yeah, top move of show. Except for begging for children.
Yeah, maybe just... I feel like that's a real general dating rule of what not to do.
You go in saying, baby, baby, baby,
please
baby now.
Give me a child.
There's some cool children stuff in Marianne. We also watched brand new Cherry Flavor, I think 3 episodes. That was pretty good.
It's pretty good so far.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Not a lot to say. A lady throws up cats. Live cats.
Kittens.
Yeah. Throws up kittens on occasion. And they're fine. They're like regular cats, kind of.
Yeah, but then another lady sucks their blood.
Yeah, but
Or
like
drinks their blood.
she takes some blood out of them once in a while and drinks that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a...
They don't need all that blood.
They don't need... You don't need all your blood.
You don't need it.
I'm gonna kill myself tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Speaking...
You've demonetized us.
Speaking of... this is technically also our 9/11 episode, so... Woo! 20 years!
Yeah! Well... Yeah!
Yay! What to say about the 9/11? We did have the 9/11 of pizza disasters here.
It was the 9/11 of pizzas. We ordered 2, and then 0 happened. That was the 9/11 of pizzas.
Yeah, we ordered 2 pizzas, and none of them came on 9/11. Speaking of the 9/11s of things, happy birthday, Mom. That is never not a good joke.
I'm sure she loves it.
Jet fuel can't melt my heart for you. Happy birthday. Sorry, that was the 9/11 of jokes, but it's alright. I had a song that I could play about.
No. I don't think the song is necessary.
I'll play it for you later. We also had the 9/11 of boat rides. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that we did. It was a good boat ride.
It was fun. But a lot of people threw up.
I kind of keep somehow blocking that out of my memory, but yes, that did happen. We visited Seward, Alaska, for a couple of days.
We had to drive through like literal clouds to get there.
Yeah.
And hippie clouds.
Yeah. It was a pretty drive.
Yeah.
We did get stuck in some sort of like construction or traffic or something for.
But at
like
least
20 minutes.
We got stuck in major traffic. Next to like an inlet of the ocean with like mountains in the background and just clouds lowering down onto us.
Yeah,
so it could have been worse.
Not a bad place to get stuck by any means. Yeah, a really pretty drive. And then Seward itself is a cool little town. There's like a lot of buildings that have clearly been around for a while. There's some cool mural action. A lot of things were closed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we did get a good sampling.
Yeah.
Of the offerings of Seward.
It's sort of a snow-locked town for like half the year or more.
Yeah.
But they that's where one of the food companies is, I think. When we were taking off, you could see their storage warehouses and stuff on the side of the water. It's the Alaskan food company that has the like sort of Viking ship looking thing for its logo. Anyway, so it's like an active seaport for like food and shipments and stuff like that. It's
because it's a fjord.
Yeah, it's a fjord, so it doesn't freeze in the winter, right? So they were saying they could still get shipments in through there where they couldn't for a lot of other ports. But we took a boat ride, which was like just sort of a tour of the area that we were in and animals if we saw them.
Yeah, I think the intention is to be like a sea life watch.
Yeah.
Animal wildlife tour sort of thing. And we did see a few animals. We saw not a singular. There were 2. I think there was a mountain goat on the way back. We saw a mountain goat.
Yeah, we saw a couple.
We saw a couple mountain goats. We saw some seals.
Yeah.
We saw some glaciers.
Yeah.
Really, really big glaciers.
We saw a handful of glaciers.
Yeah. Um, and then everything went to hell.
And then it got awesome.
It got dicey.
Uh, I was enjoying it, but it was like sort of that enjoyment that you can get from going to a place that like sells a thing and is good at selling that thing, but is also like kind of corporate-y feeling where it's like it's fun, but it felt a little bit weird, like the whole tour aesthetic to me. Would you agree with that?
I was thinking more along the lines of my feeling was the same sort of airplane abandon that I described to you a lot of the time. Of like, you get on the airplane and you're like, well, I'm gonna die or I'm not.
Yeah.
But that's probably because I haven't been on a lot of those.
That that makes
Because
total sense for like
for what was happening.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt. Like, actually, no, I felt that way the whole time. But but there was a good 10 minutes maybe where we were like trying to get out into the Gulf
Yeah.
from the actual fjord, and the water.
You mean when we had to go inside?
Well, no, I'm talking about before that because
Oh, okay.
I want to explain that that was the good part,
Yes.
and that was a lot of fun. So there was a like 10-minute period where the water was like choppy, but it was not so bad that we
It was
couldn't
it
be
was
outside.
choppy like this. Like the boat was kind of doing this action.
Like the floor was dropping periodically out from under you, and we were outside on the boat. So we were on like, what is that?
Oh,
The
yeah.
bow.
As it went a little further, that was probably like 15 minutes or so when we were out there. Um, the we had to sort of crawl along the outside like railings and then get to the front. They had like sort of standing areas that were caged in a little bit.
Yeah.
That went upstairs, and we went up like 2 rows and off to the side. And once we were able to get out there all the way, it was a little harrowing, but in like a very fun way.
It was a very roller coaster ride.
A lot of looking at the water, and then all of a sudden you're looking down into the water, and then the boat like bouncing. If you weren't holding onto something, you definitely would have just sort of flopped over the side.
Oh yeah, they were telling people a lot to like
Don't let go of the
and
boat.
don't jump
Yeah.
because some people were kind of like starting that, and I didn't jump, but I did accidentally a couple of times like step as we were
Yeah.
going down, and that was fun, but also super terrifying
Yeah, it was really
for
good.
like a second.
Um, we got a little after that, like people couldn't be outside anymore because it got too rough. But um, there was a lot of like several feet drops into wave wells and just slapping into it. That was pretty good. Like we were getting sprayed up over the boat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't wearing great clothes for it, but it was.
It was
still
better
fun.
than it could have been.
Yes.
Thanks to some borrowed rain jackets.
We were given windbreakers to use, which thankfully fit decently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise, that would have been unpleasant afterwards.
I was still soaked, like on the bottom of everything. Like my
Yeah.
pants were soaked all the way through. So I think we all kind of spent the the majority of the remainder inside because it got real dicey and bad after that.
The rest of the trip was dicey. Like after that part, people kind of had to stay inside, and there was a lot of like, oh, okay.
And a lot of that, and a lot of people like hating their lives.
Yeah.
I've never been on a boat, like on a boat trip like that where they're like handing out puke bags for people.
Not only that, but they were like experienced with puke bags.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they were bringing like garbage bags and like,
These
here's your
people-
puke bag, sir.
These people were like scoping out
Yeah.
the weak ones. And were like hovering around.
They were like, this person hasn't moved in a while. They're gonna throw
They're
up.
going down. Because I saw it, like, and we had, our table was in an unfortunate placement because we had, on literally all sides of us,
Yeah.
people...
2 rows of tables with a little half wall in the middle. And all 3 of the tables around us
were very, very sick. There was one family that was like, I don't know, from Eastern Europe or something. They were speaking Russian, I think.
Yeah, I think they were Russian.
Yeah, and they were like, just one by one going down. It started with the grandpa, and he just like got a bag and was puking right off the bat.
My favorite was the lady who was kind of like, I think she might have been pregnant, or looked like she was the mom, and at one point she had been totally normal standing up, and she had a bag, and then she like did the full kneel and just like like behind a seat just out of nowhere. That was very good for me.
I didn't see that.
Because it was right next to me. She dove next to me, just like no one can see this.
That's exactly how I would be about it, though. I would like duck under a table.
Yeah.
But everyone in like every single direction around our table was throwing up at one point.
And we were all okay. Well,
it was hard to be okay.
Yeah, my grandma, I was doing fine. Like it was choppy in a way that like getting sick is going to happen eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We just weren't there as fast as a lot of people. But my grandma was like, "Oh, do you want a mint?" And it was like a super sweet strawberry mint, and that made me feel gross. Like
that, it sounds horrible.
I was still okay, but it's that like you're already like keeping it together and you're just like constantly like moving, and then that was like
flavor.
Like, oh, what's this intense, acidic, weird, like different flavor that's in your mouth all of a sudden, and that didn't help at all.
I think actually, so by that time I was sick.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the 2 bad days of being sick, and I was like, well, fuck. I like had a cough and was sneezing, and that was probably the snottiest day that I had. And so I had a bunch of cough drops, and I think probably the only thing that kept me from getting sick was like sucking on those cough drops. Yeah, because they were just like honey lemon or something. Like they were pretty innocuous and in flavor, and so I just kept sucking on those because every time I wasn't, I noticed like I was like not sick, but I could feel it.
Yeah.
Getting there, and then people are puking around you.
Everywhere around
so
you.
It's really hard. It's like the feeling of just locking eyes with someone who's dead inside and about to just lose it is a horrible.
My favorite was
moment.
the guy in the Russian family that was facing away from us.
Who had his head between his legs.
For part of it.
Yeah.
And on the way back, because we were like sitting to the back of his head, but he was the one throwing up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And on my way back from the front area with like the tea and stuff, because I had to get something to get rid of the mint, I was walking back and I saw his face, and he was sitting there and he was just like... like he was just completely like pallid and just like dead. Like he looked like a corpse. It was really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people.
But one thing I did notice is almost everybody who was excited and went out on the front, all those people seemed okay inside.
Huh.
So I think there is sort of a psychological thing of like, maybe if you're kind of enjoying it, it doesn't hit you the same way.
I think so too, because that's how I kept trying to like in the moments where I could kind of feel myself getting sick, I think it was partially because I was thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
And because people in every direction around me were throwing up. And it's hard to not think about it when that's happening.
That does make it a little hard.
But what would help me is when there would be an especially, like, hard crash or something.
That was nice.
Okay, I'm on a ride again.
Like, when you would, like, get forced down into your seat for a second, like, it did actually ground you again, in a way.
That was helpful. What fucked me up, and I told you this, is when every time they would slow down for a really big wave.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
It was like, oh god, because you would feel all of, like, the velocity at one time, and it was just, oh, that sucked.
Yeah, because
that was when I was most in danger of just puking everywhere.
Whenever they would hit a larger wave, they would, like, slow down and then, like work their way over it instead of, like, flying off the top. And that working your way over it could be a little bit rough.
That was horrible. Did not like the feeling of that. But, so they ended up canceling most of the tour.
Like half of it.
We were supposed to go out into the open, like, Gulf of Alaska.
For, like,
for a little
6.5 hours?
Yeah.
And I think it was 4 hours when we got back.
Yeah. That sounds right. Yeah, we were supposed to be out in, like, the open water for a while, but they were like, it's not happening. We're turning back. And then they gave us sandwiches.
They gave us really lackluster sandwiches.
How I was going to ask you how you rate sandwich.
I would rate that sandwich if I weren't on a boat around a lot of people throwing up. I would rate that sandwich in the, like, D+ range. Because it wasn't terrible. But it was barely satisfactory for what we had going on. We
both got the salmon cake.
Yeah.
Patty. Something.
It was called a salmon sandwich, and in reality, it was like tuna salad, but salmon salad.
Yeah.
And it was like a puck of it, and then it had unmelted American cheese over it, or like cheap cheddar.
Yeah, something. Like that.
Just a flop of that. It had like some lettuce and tomato, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they gave it to you with like mustard and mayonnaise as an option. And that was the sandwich, and it was fine. Like, I still enjoyed eating it okay, even though I had to, like, kind of choose the times to bite it because of everything.
Because our ship was going down.
It was good. But I would, if we hit the water, like, if we actually had to do any, like, swimming or anything, I'd probably die. But...
Oh, I would die immediately.
But the pre-part of that was very fun.
Yeah. I think I was just really, really hungry because I ate that sandwich really fast. And also the guy was saying that, like, having something in your stomach would help. And I was like, I
don't know if that's entirely true.
Helped. I don't know, because there was something, it was the starch. He was like, they're potato buns. So the starch in it will help you. If you've been throwing up or if you feel sick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what he was getting maybe twisted slightly was if you throw up, having starch can settle your stomach. But instead...
I think he was playing a psychological game.
Yeah, I think it was more like him trying to pilot everybody.
Yeah.
It had a lot of that feel of like, you're gonna get some turbulence and the lights might go out, but like, it's no big deal. We do this all the time.
Don't worry about it.
Then your plane's like, like, it had a little bit of that feel.
But in many ways, all of the puke bag people, I would say they all seem to me much more confident than many flight attendants I have experienced.
Oh yeah, the people who work on that boat.
They've seen some shit.
Yeah, they've dealt with shit for sure.
They seem like army field veterans, like medics, like they were in it. They were
these like 20-year-old kids were very good at identifying and dealing with problems on a boat.
Yeah, I would trust those kids, I think, to know
Yeah.
what to do. But it was a fun experience.
Yeah, and then we were in a weird torrential downpour that turned the streets into rivers. We were haunted by an old prospector's ghost from a weird ass bar where a guy claimed he was going to make music and instead was like jukeboxing through his amp for the entire time we were there and just hanging out at the bar.
It was like open mic with Ben or open mic with
open mic.
Ben. It was something.
No, it was open mic with somebody. It might have been a Matt. I don't remember. Anyway, it was open mic
with someone,
but it wasn't. It was jukebox hour. And there was like a. I can't think of anything this is except an old prospector in terms of what he looked like.
Yeah.
He had the only thing that was weird. Well, what was he working on?
So, just to color this experience for everyone,
yeah,
we had both gotten, I would say for me, uncomfortably high.
Yeah.
Before going to this one.
This is nighttime. Fuck.
That was the nighttime activity of just it was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much.
We got too high. And then we walked around this weird, rainy ocean town.
Trying to find a bar. Because everything there is closed. Like, mostly. There were like 2 bars open.
Closing till like 2022 when they open again.
Right. And so we went into this bar and then had the most uncomfortable, for me, ordering a drink experience of my entire life.
Yeah, it was rough.
I hated it.
I think the pot hit you quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Because I watched that happen as I was, like, highing out.
I
and
hate that.
As you were doing it, you had, like, clearly just hit it already and were just like, no, I want that instead. Because you had, like, ordered twice. And he was like, what? and then you ended up getting both of our drinks because I think the first drink you said...
No, I meant to do that. I did that on purpose.
Okay, but the first drink that you said was the drink that I got, and the second drink is the one that you got. And it worked.
I did change I changed my mind about a drink.
Yeah.
And I think I expressed that very poorly.
I think you just expressed it in a way that you were uncomfortable with, but he got it.
He got there. Everything ended up okay, but it was not a fun time.
It was excellent. And then we stumbled our way to the weird back counter before things got dicey and listened to this guy's choices for... Some of them were okay. It wasn't the worst music.
It was fine. It was fine. But
and on the ceiling there's dollars.
Lots of dollars stapled to the wall, which I stared at for probably
for a while.
15 minutes.
There was an inflatable dick through several lifesavers attached to the ceiling. That was pretty good.
It was a good ocean town bar vibe. But back to the old prospector man sitting next to us. He was he had an empty Foster's, and he was currently working on a can of Foster's.
So
like the barrel size cans of Foster's. He was working on his second one, and also working on an art project of sorts. He had folded his napkin in half and then was kind of like tearing tassels into it. But it seemed very methodical. Like he was doing something. There was an idea.
It was like bar whittling.
It was like he was trying to do something. But then I just saw this guy all of a sudden pick everything up that he had been working on for like 20 minutes and blow his nose into it. And I was so confused about what that was, what he was trying to do. I don't know. I don't think he knows, but it was.
Ye Old Prospector was interesting, but then we were outside later, caught in like the road rivers, and kept thinking he was gonna like come up behind us because there's no way that guy wasn't a ghost or at least haunted.
No, I kind of, like, I'm very surprised actually that when we were kind of stuck in that weird pavilion area,
Yeah.
During the monsoon that was happening,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that we didn't get approached by like the old prospector
I kept
making
looking
his way
for
home.
it.
Yeah, because we passed him when we left the bar. He was just
Yeah.
outside. So I was kind of thinking like, oh yeah, we're gonna run
Oh.
into this guy again.
Oh yeah. And he would look over towards us just often enough to where I was like, this guy's gonna find us
He's
somewhere.
gonna talk to us. Oh no, I
Absolutely.
can't talk to someone right now.
I can't talk to an old prospector in the middle of the night.
It was fucking rough.
It's raining.
By then I was like more fine.
Yeah.
But God, that was probably, I would say that is my top one worst time being in public high, actually. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was troubling.
I didn't like it. But after that was fine.
Well, the only reason we were high is because we got too good at weed.
Yeah, we were bad at it before, but now we're really good at it, so.
Getting better at it. Thanks, Dad.
Don't watch this, Mom.
Or do.
It's not gonna make you more proud of me.
We also went to a sea life center. There's not a lot to say about that. It's what you think it is.
Fish in a building.
Fish building
Fish
together.
building birds. There were seals.
It was better fish presentation than the fair.
Yeah. So something everyone should know about the Alaska State Fair. First of all, actually, it'll give you COVID.
First thing you got to know about the Alaska State Fair.
It'll give you COVID.
You're getting it.
You're getting it. Those big, beautiful COVIDs.
We didn't even
They're making their way in
on any big, beautiful rides.
I felt like, so we wore masks pretty much the whole time except for when we weren't eating. Anytime we were in like close quarters with people and just like walking around.
We were masked up.
We were masked up.
We had hand disinfectant on us. We ate separate from other people. And we spent a lot of time in gardens that nobody was in.
Yeah, I feel like that's the COVID version of a fair.
Yeah.
We didn't go on
We didn't even
rides.
tilt-a-whirl. I wanted to.
I wanted to tilt-a-whirl.
But
I didn't. And also, the lines were outrageous. So, yeah, we did probably the most COVID version of a fair I can imagine doing, and then while still enjoying a fair.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the first thing you need to know.
That was number one.
Number one.
We were so good.
Number two is that the Alaska State Fair has some really fucking weird animal and insect exhibits.
It does.
So for this year, there was a glow zone, and I don't remember what the insect zone was called. Big Beautiful Bugs.
Big Beautiful Bugs and the glow zone is my new band.
The glow zone is the neon tetra part of a Petco with a black light.
But worse lighting.
But it's inside, and the black light doesn't work that well because it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And it's just about as fun as that. So that part was underwhelming.
That part wasn't great.
The fish part of the fair, not fantastic.
The reptile part of the fish house, slightly better.
The reptile part of the fish house was unnerving.
It was, but also it was unnerving because all those fuckers started screaming about their school or something in there.
They were doing this thing, the she thing.
Yeah.
I hate it. And it it was kind of like bone chilling.
Yeah, it was very like, this is why the Proud Boys are scary, is because when you're near people being that stupid, you realize that they'll do anything.
Also, I feel like saying these words that I feel like a boomer right now because I don't understand and I think it's really stupid. But it's like some stupid TikTok trend.
Yeah.
They're in the wrong, for sure. They're in the wrong for this.
Is that your son?
Probably. Probably. Based on how he's saying The Weeknd, he'd be doing that dumb shit.
Yeah.
That's why I don't claim him as mine.
Be on one all the time.
Anyway, in the reptile house, that weird, like, generational gap occurred.
Yeah.
That was hard to overcome. But also, there was a like, alligator habitat.
Oh, yeah.
That they kept just having to yell at people not to stick their fingers and hands into. I really liked that.
Yeah, they just had like an open alligator thing that was like hand height off the floor for kids, and they just kept like getting their hands in it with like a little alligator in there.
Like, if you're a toddler and just wanting to, it's really good.
It's really testing out your fair insurance or whatever.
Yeah.
There was some big carny energy at this fair though, so like that kind of makes sense.
I have to say, a small part of me was like, oh damn, I hope we get to like stay after and like
we could have
party
but
with
also
some carnies, but also I don't think I would survive it.
We would have died that night.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
I think we both
our choices were not set for.
I figured that was the correct.
And we ended up doing bar stuff and things like that were good.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think getting in on the after party of the fair would have been a little bit much, because they definitely were going to do a lot of coke.
It was the last day of the fair.
Yeah.
So that would have been the most dangerously fun.
You know they would have let us on that tilt-a-whirl for free later.
Right.
And high as balls.
And as we know now, I was going to get COVID anyway, so we might as well have tilted that whirl.
If I could go back, I would have ridden the tilt-a-whirl, and that is the main difference in what would have changed.
Yeah, if I knew I was going to get COVID, I would have touched a lot more public services.
I would have gone into that bathroom twice.
God, the bathrooms were really terrifying.
Yeah.
And I would have done the tilt-a-whirl, and I would have done the weird carpet slide thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The one for kids? I love that shit.
Yeah.
I once again, every Alaska State Fair I've been to, they have the weird slingshot thing, and I did not go on it, and I don't plan to.
I think that's just
that
seems like a good way to stay alive.
Yeah, that is the kind of ride that you get on when you are with somebody that you think you might be able to kill by taking on that ride.
Yeah.
Because all it does is slingshot you from the ground upwards, and you like fuck around until you stop. It sounds terrible.
It sounds really bad, and I would not want to do that.
But I would have ridden on the Gravitron, because it. Good
oh my god! Yeah, I haven't done a Gravitron in so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like my body has aged and grown frail, and I think I would have died maybe if I did it.
That could have been cool.
It could have been, but I also like, I love the sensation of doing the Gravitron, but in like the last 5 years, and I don't know why in my head these things are related, every time I go on an elevator and it goes down, I like feel that sensation for the next like 20 minutes.
Oh, like when you're walking and you just all of a sudden feel that?
Yeah.
I think that's a normal psychological thing.
I had never experienced that until like maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Hey, email us and tell us if that's a normal psychological thing.
Is that a psychological thing? Is that an adulthood thing? Because I don't know, as you like get older, your body gets shitty and dumb and bad at experiencing things that you were fine at experiencing before. Like Gravitron.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit worried of that. But I think it would have been fun.
I mean, eventually.
Yeah, this is burning me again.
Nice. I kind of want to grab a bottle of alcohol in a few minutes to try a little of.
Yeah, I think we should. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pro doing that.
Did you already finish your beer?
Yep.
Okay. I'll finish my beer and then I'll do that in a second. We should keep talking about the fair. Now that we
haven't even talked about fair foods.
There's also this if you want water.
I also have water.
Okay, cool. Fair food. Beginning to end, I think it's easier to do it in order.
Okay.
First thing we should have gotten was oysters. Because we could have gotten a thing where we get 3 kinds of oysters. And we didn't get it first, and then it closed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill myself tomorrow. That was the 9eleven of getting food.
It was the 9eleven of oysters.
At there. Yeah, 9eleven of oysters, absolutely.
It really was.
It was bad. Because that's like everything we did, you were looking through all the food for like days or at least hours beforehand.
Yeah, this is a normal practice for me. But
yeah. And we had charted out pretty well, like, the things we wanted for sure. Mm-hmm. We had a list of, like, dreams and realities.
Yeah, I have the notes, so I'll just whip out the notes right now. We had, my last note just says food fight. My note, fair enough, Alaskan food mistakes, part 1. Okay, so, should I just read off? So we divided our list into accomplished, hopes, and dreams. So, of course, accomplished is the stuff we actually got to eat. I don't think this is updated. It's not.
Yeah.
Hopes is, like, stuff we really wanted to try. And dreams is stuff that we wanted to try, but either would not make it to the must list or was, like, we might die if we eat this.
Yeah, there was definitely, before we knew that the COVID existed, there was a lot of food that was like, we can't do this for a while. And some of the bigger things had to be taken off that list or given away. Yeah. Because there's no chance.
There was no chance of all of this happening. But, so, okay, to go through it chronologically, we got to the fair, and... Well, first off, we met a dog named Wizard.
We did meet Wizard.
Wizard is a very good dog. And
also, Wizard is friends with a Nazi. We don't have to worry about that right now. A real one.
It's true, but it's a long story.
Somebody's grandpa really likes him, so he hangs out.
So we got pierogi.
That was good.
Yeah. We got chicken pierogi.
Yeah, and it was like fried, like chicken and rice on the inside, good herbs. That was really good.
That was really good. I kind of wish that I also got us a beef one to try.
Yeah.
But, so we had the pierogi, and then also from that booth we got Russian black tea.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Was fine. Turned out to be really just black tea and then honey, I think, in the bottom. Or they gave us honey to put in it.
And something else.
I think there was cream in it. No, wait, there wasn't cream in it. That's because that's what I was expecting.
Yeah. I used to get a lot of caravan tea when I worked at a place that had...
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it tasted like.
Yeah, so we got those 2 things from that booth. And then you got from the Talkeetna bread booth.
I got some Talkeetna bread, which it's just garlic bread. It was bad.
With spinach on the top.
Yeah, it wasn't
bad.
That
they call it spinach bread, as if spinach is the main feature of that bread.
It's garlic bread with spinach. That was good in a this is something I could make at home way.
Yeah.
But
it's good in the way that, like, breadsticks are good.
Yeah.
But I don't go to the fair for breadsticks.
I don't go to the fair for breadsticks.
fucking around
Dan.
when I go to the fair. I want fucked up things that I can't make at home. Like a blueberry crisp.
The blueberry crisp was very good.
It was very good. You can probably make that at home, but it was very good. We also had Brazilian limeades.
Which was fine.
Those were good. Also, I was expecting, because Jesse told me that they were made with condensed milk.
Yeah.
So when I tried it, I was expecting a much more, like, creamier sort of experience. Same thing with the black tea, and neither of these things were very creamy at all. So I was a little sad about
really lacking in creamy experience.
I really like a creamy tea.
I agree.
Yeah. Next thing we had that I wrote down was clams.
Yeah, those steamed clams are pretty
Steamed clams. We got a good deal on some steamed clams.
Yeah.
A last day of the fair type deal on clams. What was it, like 2 baskets for 20?
It was 20,
15?
but it was 15 for one basket.
Yeah.
And the
it's just economical.
Yeah, it was a lot of clams.
Yeah.
They
were small clams.
It wasn't a ton,
but it was a lot.
But it was a lot of clams. Like it felt like it was
enough for both of us.
The right amount for both of us to feel pretty clammed up by the end of it.
There were some gritty clams.
There were some dirt pockets.
Dirt pocket clams. But overall very good. And we got to dip them in butter, so I don't. There's really nothing else I can say about that. It was great.
Yeah.
After that,
we got the coffee, right?
After that we got a coffee.
It was fine.
Fine.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Yours had a name, but I can't remember what it was.
Mine was called like something stupid. It was
like a caramel latte or something, though, right? Or what was it? There was caramel in it.
Yeah, it was basically like a caramelish latte. I got, for some reason, whenever I got coffee this trip, I got stupid named coffee because I got the Killer Clown at the Cafe and Seward, which was the same as yours basically.
Yeah, because they were both mochas with different syrups.
Yeah, and then I got the Snow Peak or something I got at the Raven place. That was a bunch of trains next to the boat docks that were turned into like shops, which was pretty cool. But then at the fair, it was called like Mr. Nuts or something weird like that. Like it was
Mr. Mistopheles.
Yeah. It was one of the forbidden cats' names.
It was a long.
It was a Skitter Dick, and it tasted fine.
Yeah, I do remember trying that, and it was fine. I just got a cappuccino.
Yeah.
And that was also fine.
Yeah, the cappuccino was good.
Yeah.
What's on that list?
What did we see after that? Well, I think it becomes outdated after that.
Oh, okay.
So, after, I think
after the coffee, we went to the bathroom and caught COVID.
I do think that is the order of how things. Yeah.
Which is definitely where it happened. That air was like walking through
thick
blueberry crisp, but dookie. It was not great.
I've told Jesse multiple times, and I'll tell you all now, the goings on in that fair bathroom were various. It was, I think, every human function was happening in that bathroom, including like smoking weed. So it's like someone was smoking weed, someone was shitting, someone was like puking. It was like everything all in at one time. It was a really good atmosphere for catching COVID.
Which is similar but very different from the bathroom I walked into at the Ocean Center, in which there was one stall occupied by a man who was just sitting on the toilet watching football. And when I came into the bathroom, he was like, fuck. And then he got up and left.
Did it seem like he worked there? He was on, like, trying to...
Maybe he worked there. He had a lot of, like, dad energy. Like, it felt very, like, fuck, I'll go find my kids.
Like, I'll go. That's funny.
But that was pretty good.
I think the woman's bathroom at the Sea Light place was pretty normal. I think it was empty.
Yeah, without that guy in there, it would have been a very normal bathroom. Bathroom reviews. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So then we went and got shrimp.
I think what, yeah. So at that point we split up, and I got truffle fried poutine, and you got the shrimp and tamales.
Yeah.
Shrimp
and a bag
tamales.
full of bread.
And a bag of bread.
A bag of bread.
Is a side to the shrimp.
Yeah.
And the truffle poutine was already fucked up.
We should have gotten truffle fries.
We should have just done the regular fries.
It was fine, but like truffle fries and cheese curds would have been better. Their lazy ass gravy was not doing anything.
The gravy wasn't great.
In wetting their fries.
Yeah, the gravy wasn't great, and it got cold kind of fast. Because I did try one of the curds when it was like fresh, and that was really fucking good.
Okay.
So I think we should have done just the truffle fries and just the curds. Skip the gravy. It was good in theory.
Yeah.
But altogether did not really work. Because they were really good truffle fries. Like, they had a really good amount
of
truffle.
We got a sample of the truffle fries on the way in.
Yeah.
And they were great.
Mm-hmm. That was like... They were very, very good. And... I mean... The tamale was fine. Good. Fine.
Yeah.
The rice was just rice. Really, I don't think they did anything special to the rice or the beans. But the shrimp...
Yeah.
The shrimp were fucked up.
So I watched the lady who was making all the shrimp make the shrimp. And she had next to her she had two, like, drawers. And then two, like, valves. And then just a cooler full of shrimp. And then two pans, like two cast iron skillets. And then what looked like stuff you would get, like laundry detergent or like additives for horse feed in, sitting out. And one by one, after you ordered your food, you would get a bag of bread and then line up. And you would just be waiting for her to make your shrimp for you. And she was taking, like, I don't know, like 16 shrimp probably at a time. Yeah. It was a fair amount.
They're big shrimp.
But first, she would take a third of a stick of butter and put it in the pan and, like, move it around and then add in, like, their spices and stuff they used. And get that to where it was, like, a layer on the bottom. And then put another third of a stick of butter in, and then also the shrimp. And they would, like, kind of turn into this, like, sort of completely opaque, like, white froth. And then she was taking the first thing, which later seemed to be maybe, like, white wine or something, and tossing it in, and then definitely, like, a half a cup or more of just, like, clarified butter and tossing that in. So it was like a little container packed with shrimp, but, like, more than a stick of butter in it.
Yeah.
That it had all been like boiled in.
Yeah. They were all just in, like, a broth, like a butter broth.
Yeah.
That was insane. And then you have your bag of bread, of course, to just mop up this sloppy, wet broth of a stick of butter.
It was really good.
It was really good.
And the tamale was good, but the stuff they put with it was very unnecessary. I wish they would have just handed me a tamale. That would have been really good.
That's more of like a fair experience, I feel like, anyway. Just giving you like
a husk full of tamale.
Yeah, that's all I really wanted. The beans and the rice didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it just made me feel bad that I wasn't going to eat that.
Yeah,
I tried a little.
Get to it.
But it was way too much to do that. We had each had like fucking like 8 shrimp a piece.
That sounds about right.
And that was after we each had like 50 clams a piece. Realistically, like 25 to 30 clams a piece, but still a bunch. Little clams.
But still, I think that was the end of our food day.
Yeah, I kept trying to like veer us into Elephant Ear Town, but I also don't know if I could have eaten it at that point.
Yeah, I was like scoping out to see if there was anything else I could not live without, and I wanted to. I almost got the halibut.
Yeah.
I almost got the halibut.
I should have, maybe. During that time, I was like walking around nearby going like, wouldn't it be funny if we got an elephant ear?
I think we both said something like that at one point.
It just wasn't going to happen, and our reverse psychology on ourselves wasn't going to work.
I was trying to like reverse psych myself into making one.
I could hurt that much. That would still be fun.
I think I could have.
It could have.
But there was just really nothing that called to me enough, except for like the halibut. I could have done the halibut and been fine, I think.
And then one of the guys we were with bought 6 pounds of chips for $5.
Yeah.
Off of Carney. That he knew. And then knew like other people too, but
yeah, seems we have some Carney connections.
Carney connections, local music connections, all of the government.
Local government connections.
Yeah, if you're part of the Parks and Rec, Fish and Game, education system, museum system, the Democrats, we have connections with all that, and Alaska only.
Woo! Yeah.
So you too can hear the dulcet tones of Dan. Like once a week, probably.
I think Dan should pick up like the synth or something.
Yeah, just like Dan needs to get weird
that
with
shit
it.
Up. The dulcet tones are not doing it for me.
Speaking of livening stuff up, I'm gonna go grab something.
Okay, when you get back, I'm gonna go pee.
It's harder to do this the right way with 2 of us.
I know. I'm like, I can't just leave because then there's no one here.
Talk about the circle of death or whatever.
The circle of death?
The motorcycle thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I do. We did forget to talk about that. Alright, so, one of our fair companions, and also, fuck, what am I talking about? Oh, the circle of death. So, at the fair, at most fairs, there is a giant metal sphere that people motorcycle inside of, and you can pay to be inside of it without them hitting you. And our friend Miles paid for that to happen to him.
Miles of Piss Tart?
Miles of Piss Tart. Wait, is that a secret? You can't say that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, go to the bathroom. What should I talk about?
I didn't get very far into the story. I just said that Miles paid for a ticket to be inside of a death sphere.
Okay.
That's all I said.
You should maybe come around the other side when you do that again.
Yeah, okay. I'll do
yes, we went to the fair. We were going to go with my grandma. She was doing some sort of like official work. like oh, that's right, she was in the Alaskan Democrats tent for that day, um, doing like, do you want to talk to us about our policies and stuff like that with another lady. A lot of hostile people apparently, and a lot of nice people, but um, we went a little after her with my aunt and Miles, and that's when we met Wizard. But when we got to the fair and we broke off from them, they we kept trying to like meet up with them to like give them some of our extra talkeetna bread because they were talking on the way in like, oh, this stuff's amazing, and then we got some and it was like, oh, this is fine. Um, uh, anyway, so we went out uh, and got a picture from them and a message saying like, we're gonna be at the it's like the Circle of Death or something at 3 or 3:30, and so we kept trying to circle around and meet them, but apparently that was a like the motorcycle rides around a circle, and Miles got in it and kept talking for like the rest of the fair when we meet up with him. Like he took my hat off and put it back on, and it was very exciting. I I don't know if I would do the standing in the middle of the motorcycle thing, but it seems fun. We did go to a bunch of like gardens in there. They had a lot of, well, I'll mention this when Madison's back, but they had a bunch of flowers that felt like dry paper, which I'm not sure what those are. They're very like picturesque, like it's a round petal arrangement, and there's like a little bit on the inside, like sort of the spikier center, but like it looks like once the flowers bloom, they're just like very like stiff and dry. But the rest of the plant was very clearly doing well, and the flowers were like very colorful and stuff. But it was interesting. If anybody knows what those are, uh, it's this week's podcast, all one word, at gmail.com. You can let us know what kind of flowers we were impressed by, because I have no idea. But we went around to uh, like a handful of gardens. Um, we also kind of had to be there for like 6 or 7 hours to like leave with everybody. So some of it was time killing, and some of that time killing was focused around uh, going to gardens for sure.
Oh no, it's cold again.
And the gardens were pretty decent. So, did you figure out what those like papery flowers were ever?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But they're cool.
They were very cool. I was trying to describe them a little bit.
They were very nice to touch.
Yeah.
Ah, God, it got cold.
Yeah.
Oh, that window's super open. That's why.
Yeah, we'll have to adjust that.
We need
But this,
some fireside tequila.
this, yeah, this fireside tequila should help.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
let me try and get this right. What? Yeah, they're about equal. That's not too much tequila, is it?
No, it's perfect amount of tequila.
This big, beautiful
Kirkland.
tequila.
Big,
Yeah.
beautiful Kirkland
Sorry, yes,
tequila.
Kirkland tequila. Don't think that this is fine. I'm not gonna take.
Don't think that I care. Hey.
That's not terrible.
Let's see, what else I actually did not write down very much
That's no problem.
for my notes.
So we went through most of what the fair was. Um, then we saw some My Pillow stuff there, I think. Wait, no, we saw the My Pillow man in that talk box is what we saw.
Oh, yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
We saw a real life Zoltar nightmare.
Yeah, and it was definitely Mike Lindell in
Living out a dream as Zoltar. It was super fucking unsettling and bad. And I think in the illustration that they had for the, not the poster, but like the newsletter or whatever that had all the fair info in it, what was he holding? He was holding like, it was something that didn't make sense.
It was like bring your kids to this, and I think he was holding like wine.
And like a breadstick or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah,
like
it was
Italian.
like weird stereotype Italian shit.
Which, alright.
Come to Italia,
Okay.
try a breadstick.
And I'll redo your fortune. Yay.
But yeah.
And when we walked by, it was just some poor child, like, not really having it.
Yeah.
From this weird, dressed up Zoltar person.
I think that covers the most of what the fair was. Then,
the insects, the big bugs.
There were big animatronic bugs. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Their praying mantis did a lot.
It was, there was like also a corresponding light kind of choreography and sounds. So these big bugs, and when I say big, I mean like they would take up a room.
Yeah.
Because they're
like
I mean,
longer than a car for something.
Yeah, like car-sized bugs.
Yeah.
They had like weird dinosaur sounds programmed to come out of them.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, like maybe is accurate to how that would be if you were
that
bug-sized.
Yeah.
But that was interesting. We kind of missed the butterfly house by a few minutes, but
Not completely.
Not completely.
We didn't completely miss the butterfly.
We reaped some of the benefits of the butterfly house, and I guess I'm gonna put this on now. So Jesse purchased this for me at the butterfly house.
Is that your son? You can't look at me in the mask.
Does that ruin it?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's not good. See? So...
Oh, it's good.
Horrifying. Horrifying, but, much appreciated. Thank you. So this is all we got of the butterfly house, but that's all you really need.
We, like, watched the last person go through it.
It looked pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, it was not a lot of butterfly house.
I mean, at that point, we had already been to the Boise butterfly house.
That's right.
And seen the real deal.
And that one was good. And their butterfly house is smaller than this room, so not the best.
Yeah.
I guess I'm being smug about butterfly houses now. Anyway, that rounds out the fair?
I think so.
Okay. After the fair, we did go to an open mic the next day, I think. And that is like in a weird bar with like a great balcony.
It's called Schwabenhofs?
Yeah, Schwabenhofs, I think that's right.
Something with an S.
Miles was playing some open mic, and then like they had German beer, so they had like I think they had the Optimator and like a Spaten and
And like big huge, gigantic, not growlers, but mugs, I guess.
Like the
big,
full
big.
liter-sized mugs.
Yeah.
But their porch was very nice. It was voluminous, and they were like on top of a hill, like
it
a
gave me
little
like a treehouse kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. Like you would just go out onto the balcony porch sort of thing, and you can see like a good portion of the valley.
Yeah.
So it was neat, and the open mics were good. They were not interesting. There was a stand-up situation.
There were 2 stand-up situations.
Did I miss one of them?
Yeah, you missed most of the lady who was after that guy.
Okay.
And
so I guess I missed one stand-up situation. I was definitely there for the first one, I think.
At least a good chunk of the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was there for a good amount of that.
And he was great. He stole some jokes, like, just right off the bat. I think, like, half of his stuff was, like, it didn't sound like he was stealing it on purpose, but it was popular jokes that he was repeating from, like, 8 years ago or something. And then, there was some music that was, like, fine. It was appropriate.
There was like a duo at the end that I think played for a lot longer than anyone else.
Yeah, there's like a pair of old dudes who did a lot of guitaring towards the end.
They did some pretty good guitaring.
Yeah.
We bought a couple of like fucked up shots.
Yeah.
Scooby Snack, was that one of them?
I think that was one of the first 2. We each got like one of those, and then we also each got a something carrot cake.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
They were both fine. And then, did we get more shots after that, or was it?
We got the shots, and then we had a couple of those tall beers.
Yeah.
And then I think after that, we went and sat at the bar, and that's when we got an old-fashioned, and then one of their like specialty drinks.
That was terrible.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
There was like a fucked up otter pop.
Yeah. It was a lot of like...
the old-fashioned was good though.
Trying to help each other drink the bad drinks while rationing out the good drinks.
The good old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part was good.
And there's a decent aesthetic to that bar.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was not... There was like maybe at the most 15 people in that place.
At the most, yeah.
At the very most, like when it was busiest.
Also, all of their chairs were on wheels, but they were like big wooden,
like big wooden log chairs.
Yeah, so like
you have to like
very big chairs for all of the chairs. It was a weird
But you can
situation.
just scoot them all.
Yeah, you just roll them
super
around.
easily. I didn't really understand that choice.
It was an odd way to do it.
Weird way to do it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But I think that's all the interesting drinks we had there.
Yeah. We made drinks here.
We've made some good drinks here.
We had
You've made some good drinks here.
An old drink I used to have that's like rum, like a shot of rum, a splash of tequila, and like just lemon squeezed into it. That's good. It's very warm without being just tequila like this. And we made hot toddies with like simmering a pan full of all of the like spices and stuff, and then making the drink with that, and that was really good.
Yeah, that was.
But the next night we had hot buttered rum that Grandma makes. That is basically it. We also with it we had that white Louisiana rum from like in Grandma's history that for some reason she still had. So we had like a very special set of ingredients, and what kind of We were watching Marianne, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that was the first. That was when we started Marianne.
Yeah.
Because I remember specifically once we got there, had the butter drum, and turned on the fireplace.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm dead to the world. This is putting me to sleep immediately.
Her laying next to the fireplace, and then also drinking a hot buttered rum was not going to keep you awake at all.
I don't think. I think both of us were struggling to stay awake with the hot buttered rum.
For sure, yeah.
It's heavy, and if you've been listening to the podcast for a little while, I think you've heard either the recipe or references to the recipe for the hot buttered rum, and it's fucked.
Yeah,
up.
It's
a heart attack.
It's just ice cream butter that you fill a cup with and make hot, and then and it's like spoons of it. Like that amount that was in that thing, I used half of it to make what we had.
God.
So like that's not nothing. That's like
that's like half a stick of butter.
Yeah. But that's what it takes.
I'm not sorry. I'm just, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that's I have trouble finding that shit because the only person I know who actually makes it is grandma. And then my mom has made it, and I had some of it briefly. But like I don't know where else to get it. It just kind of floats around the family. It's like the fucking yams
it's gotta be you.
Yeah.
You're the one.
Yeah.
You're the chosen one.
The yams that my other mom makes are one of those things where like I've learned to make it now pretty well.
Is it the marshmallow yams?
It's those, I think the shared Thanksgiving thing, you tried them. They're like the orange, just like candied. They basically have like a syrup that's been thickened into like stew almost.
Yeah. Okay.
They're really good.
I do remember trying that and that being very good.
It's one of those things that's like it takes you like 8 hours to make it, but it is so good that it doesn't matter.
I was curious if it was a marshmallow yam recipe from like the Midwest somehow, because that's what my family makes.
I've never been a huge marshmallow like.
I like yams.
Yeah, it takes a lot to make a yam good usually.
It's just like too sweet, almost always, and then almost always there's marshmallow on it or syrup. I did have your family's dish.
Yeah.
And it was good.
But it's a dessert.
Yeah, like, it's like not something
it's not
you can.
Food
you can't eat that like you can eat potatoes.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna eat a lot of mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving. I can't eat yams in the same.
Yeah.
At the same pace. It's not happening.
I'll present them when we get to Thanksgiving again, because that stuff is good.
Cool.
But yes, we also made that smoked maple whiskey drink.
Yeah, that yeah, that was whiskey.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't remember the name of the company that syrup or mixer comes from. But yeah, smoked maple.
It was a little. That was definitely not my favorite drink.
So,
but it was okay.
I will say this is when my taste was pretty much not happening. So, that drink was what, like a shot-ish? Your taste of whiskey, basically, was the instruction.
It was like mostly just whiskey in that drink.
It was pretty whiskey heavy. I think it said like 1 to 3 shots, however many you wanted to.
Right. It was like 1 to 3 shots, but we put in like 1.5.
Yeah.
But it also had a little bit of something else.
The mixer.
It had the mixer, but it had a little bit of something else. Because it had the mixer.
Well, we had the Pellegrino. Like the sparkling water.
I think
Or soda water.
we put that in the next drink, I think.
No, that was definitely with the mixer.
Okay.
Because I remember talking about how the smoked maple to me just tasted like apple juice. Like the whole drink.
That's right.
Just tasted like apple juice to me. And I remember sitting there and downing like half of it because I was thirsty.
This is something that we discovered about you and COVID, is that you can't have it, not because I think it would necessarily hurt you that much, but because if you lose your sense of smell and taste, your alcohol doesn't affect you anymore, and you just get instantly fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what would happen. I saw videos of people like a year ago when COVID was first happening, and the like losing your taste was a novelty sort of thing. People, yeah, wow,
Wow.
Going back, people were making those videos of like fooling their friends with, here's like a shot of pickle juice, here's vodka, here's water, and I remember watching that and being like, how could you not tell? Because it like burns your throat.
Yeah.
First, and I'm sure with vodka, if you were taking straight vodka, you could
tell.
You could tell. I'm sure you could. But I did also understand drinking that because that was mostly whiskey and just like a little bit of this mixer and then soda water. Like normally I would taste the whiskey in that.
Yeah.
But it tasted like apple juice. Like no problem at all.
It didn't, but yeah.
To me, I just tasted like the sweetness. It like the COVID just totally deadened any sort of nuance in any of my taste. So I think there was maybe like one meal where I was just like not tasting really anything, and I can't really place which one that would have been. But
it would have been after the crab, right? Because you were still.
I tasted the crab. It was I think like the worst. Yeah, the worst tasting ability that I had was after the crab, was like the day after, like the morning after.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's the day I went to get the test.
Yeah, that was the day we left Seward.
Yeah.
And then our fun trip home was we drove back out to like Wasilla.
Mm-hmm.
And then
tried like
tried a bunch of places and finally found a place where we could get a test. And then waited in that line for 2 hours because we got there at 4.
Was it 2 hours?
We got there at 4 and we got the thing at the end at 6.
Man, now I even like more feel dumb for not mentioning. Like, we should have all just
gotten it.
It was
when we went through there.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, like I either have it or fully don't. I assume I have it.
If you don't have it, if it's not in you, it's on you. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. But
yeah, so
whatever.
That was an interesting day, but like other than I feel like that night and the next morning were like a little like I mean they weren't bad, but they were a little bit like we would like these results now, please. And then
the day of the
and
test
then the morning after that is when you got your results, because you were like facing this wall and went like, fuck. I just remember being like, oh, yeah, that's a positive for sure.
Yeah, I think both of us had just kind of woken up, and I had just rolled over and was checking my phone, and I was looking through my emails, and I checked it, and I got it, and I was like, fuck me. Why? And yeah, it was positive. Because at that point, I was pretty convinced that it was going to be negative because your aunt had just had basically what I had minus the whole tasting thing. So I kind of was hoping that
and
was
had
just
a negative result.
And she just got tested and had a negative result. So I was like, oh, then I probably just have a head cold. But
yeah.
I'm glad that I
Yeah.
I'm glad we all decided that was a good thing to do, and that we
Being
did that.
being responsible is sometimes a pain in the
Sometimes
ass.
it pays off.
I mean, sometimes being responsible ends up uh, giving you 3 days of not getting out of bed.
Debauchery. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, we got clams because of that. We got clams. We got
Oysters.
pizza. Sorry, oysters. We got oysters. We got pizza. We got. Would have got the macaroni and cheese no matter what.
Yeah.
But we got to make the cider. We got to help out with that thing.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
And I'm gonna get some of it.
It's gonna happen.
So that'll get tried.
Yeah, I've enjoyed.
And we wouldn't have seen Jimmy.
I'm very glad to have met Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a nice couple of days of doing just no pressure to really do anything.
To be fair, it did feel a little bit like that coming up on the end of a vacation, it being like, gotta get back. Like I'm looking for a place. You got a lot of stuff going on when you get back, and like it would have been. I mean, I don't even have a home yet. But it was definitely in. I don't have a home or a job. Don't worry about me.
I was gonna say I feel like my stuff feels not so consequential, but
yeah,
I understand the
it's more
anxiety
like
around both.
I personally feel very comfortable lately, and I can't explain exactly why, but
it's the danger.
It's I'm on the turbulent airplane the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So every time something bad happens, I'm like, I'm ready.
Great.
I am killing myself tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
So, it was kind of nice to all of a sudden at the end be like, I guess for 3 days I gotta do nothing and stay here. Nobody's, it's only better for everybody if I do. And
thankfully we called Alaska and we didn't get screwed money wise.
We were able to get,
which would have been the only stress thing for me, really.
Yeah, having that much money just instantly gone
that sucks.
I can't do that. But having it be as cut and dry, here's the day you can leave, and it really only being 3 days.
Yeah,
that was better.
That was better. I wish it would be nice now that I've had a part of the COVID experience. First of all, the testing fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Not just I don't think it's just because we're in Alaska. It feels like, and this is what I hear of government everywhere. It's all running on 10-year-old software knowledge, understanding everything. These websites look bad, people, and you gotta make them nicer. Thanks. If you're gonna get people to use them, all these websites are bad, and by websites I mean finding, testing, understanding what you need to do, and where you need to go, and all of it. It's just very confusing.
I need to sign into that thing, right?
You need to make an account at some point before tomorrow, or before
the plane.
Here's something. We'll make since I'm telling you this, we'll make this on the internet forever. When you get in line here for a COVID test via Capstone Clinic, what they're using is something called COVID Secure, either .org or .gov, I don't know. But it's a really shitty website where you make an account. You don't have to make an appointment. You just make an account. You show up, tell them your name, and then they match your results to your name. I assume is basically what happens.
Yeah, they had to get your
I gave them my driver's
name,
license,
spelling, and all that for getting it.
I proved that I was who I am.
And you had to repeat your email.
Yeah. I
so
guess.
it's that simple.
It's pretty much all through email.
Yeah.
But these websites suck. They have very old clip art on them, which I personally enjoy, but I think other people might find off-putting and confusing. And it would be nice if we could do better aesthetically.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you're doing good aesthetically, it's a better indication that internally things are going a little more smoothly. I don't know. But that's just me and my preferences.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that there seems to be some, like, weirdly conflicting advice on what to do once you are test positive. Like, we've been following what I looked up on the CDC, like, most recently.
Yeah.
So, we're good, and we're in the clear according to all of that, but, I mean, according to what some of the things that they sent me, I think we're actually good according to those as well, but it's just, like, there's some conflicting things. Like, I saw one thing that was, like, you shouldn't get tested again if you tested positive within the last 90 days.
Yeah,
like,
literally one of them.
That doesn't make sense.
If you were to pull out all the information, it would mean that we shouldn't be on a plane for 90 days.
I feel like Grandma wouldn't be super into that.
I don't think she'd love it. And I also think that everything in our lives wouldn't love it either.
I agree.
So I'm glad that wasn't the case. And, like, it seems to be pretty much based on making really, really sure that your symptoms, especially the ones that are going to spread it, are contained.
Yeah.
So, like, the thing that we're going with is the CDC recommended 10 days. So,
from
like,
the beginning of symptoms.
Yeah, so her symptoms started 10 days ago today, so we're leaving tomorrow.
Because I've been well enough for multiple days, not actively coughing, having, like, coughing fits or, like, sneezing or anything. I feel pretty confident.
Occasional coughing.
Okay, well, that's separate issue, and this will not be accompanying us. I don't know, maybe. But,
yeah, it will. Yes, it will.
Okay.
TSA?
Fuck up.
Just accompanying.
Okay. But yeah, I feel good about it. I'm not feeling sick anymore, so I'm not spewing like liquids from my head anymore.
It was interesting to see.
I can't imagine. I feel so bad for you. You had to sleep in the same room as me while that was happening. I can't imagine, like, the phlegm and snoring noises. That had to have been real unfortunate.
I did kind of learn what it's like when you wake yourself up snoring. So that's good.
Was that when we were watching Marianne?
That did happen during
Marianne.
Yeah.
I remember. I kind of remember that.
It's not bad. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think you're worried about it.
I'm not gonna. I'm killing myself tomorrow.
I'm killing myself tomorrow.
I can't possibly worry about this.
Yeah, that's the 9/11 of snoring. Speaking of the 9/11 of things, the Met Gala had some cool stuff.
Wait, actually, now that you mentioned this, okay, so the theme of the what?
The Met Gala.
Oh, that looked like you're being very loud.
No.
The Met Gala had the theme of In America.
Yeah.
Which, would it not have been perfect to have done a 9/11 themed something?
Absolutely.
Right?
They should have said, everybody comes in 9/11 outfit. That would have been...
It's the 20th anniversary.
Perfect.
You have to do something.
Yeah.
And it can't be putting tax the rich on your dress. Or peg the patriarchy, or whatever.
Why not? If you haven't, you should go look at Dan Levy's outfit.
Oh my fucking
Because that's
a betrayal?
Just terrible.
A betrayal? I can't possibly. Horrifying. 0 out of 10. Dan Levy, I thought better of you.
There's a lot of betrayals this year at the Met Gala, so in a way it's my favorite.
I thought when I first saw a faraway shot of that outfit happening, I thought the men drawn on the front of the chest plate,
they're cut out of maps.
Whatever. I thought they were Wojaks. I thought it was an actual meme printed onto a shirt, and I was like, that's fucking cool. More of that, please.
That explains why when I saw you... So, there was a weird, there was a weird amount of, emoting when you first saw that picture. And at the start, I remember you saying, oh! And then it, changed into, yeah, it morphed into negative as you were seeing it.
Yes, because at first, from far away, I thought he was doing, I thought he had put a meme on a shirt. And I was like, great, good. That's fine.
I'll take it.
That. That seems very in America, or just, on the internet. That's another good theme. On the internet. Maybe
make the
do
next
that
Met
one
Gala,
next time.
Fat guy stuck in internet. That's what I want for the next Met Gala.
Could it be worse?
Make the next Met Gala about the 4th Matrix movie.
Fine. That could happen, I guess.
Good.
Fuck. I can't remember what I was yelling about.
Hell yeah. This is just the height of gremlinism. We have...
This is called a COVID bender.
Yeah. We only have 20 minutes left. We can make it.
No, I'm not worried about making it. I just... God, what the fuck was I talking about?
You were talking about the Met Gala.
Dan Levy's horrible mess of a fucking outfit.
You could move on to how many people were wearing body stockings with glitter.
Morph suits, the Met Gala morph suit look.
Yeah.
I mean, Kim K did it with the most commitment.
Kim Kardashian came as Kim Kardashian of Lothran, and I think
she came as the heartless version.
Yeah, she came
Kim
as
Kardashian.
She was there to find Roxas today. But then people were wondering if her simple and clean companion was Kanye or not. And I think obviously it was.
I mean, probably. I haven't... I'm not a huge, I can appreciate some of his music, but I wouldn't call myself a Kanye fan, and I have not paid attention to any of the music he's put out recently.
I'm gonna fix wolves. I'm gonna patch it.
I don't. That's for everyone else.
I'm gonna patch wolves. That's what he said about his album when it wasn't balanced right. He tweeted, fuck. He just tweeted out, "I'm a patch wolves," and that's it. No context at that point. So anyway, I think Kanye is actually pretty bad. I don't like that he rhymes Klondike with Klondike.
I think I like some of Kanye's songs. And I think it's a very complicated issue. There's a lot of mental health problems that I don't think are helping the situation.
I didn't know that you were being paid by Big Kanye.
Hey.
There's a lot of BBYs out there. You gotta watch out for them.
Fuck. Not being
Very
paid
Borat.
Very Borat.
My Borat.
Great success. My bar. I don't care if it was Kanye or not in that weird heartless suit. I don't care.
Yeah. And regardless of what the Red Scare podcast says, I think all three parts of Lil Nas X's outfit were pretty good.
I thought so too. There's at least some,
and
like...
AOC's outfit was not good. She did not look cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, as someone who follows the AOC Instagram, like I think most of us do.
Probably.
She looked cute. Also, she looked the same as how she always looks.
Yeah.
So, because, I mean, she's a politician, so she's not going to do some, like, weird, insane makeup look.
She should.
She did. I mean, I don't care if she does or not. She did her, like, signature red lip thing, which is fine. The dress was stupid. So, I didn't actually even see the front of the dress until today.
Wait, is it not white? What's on the front of the dress?
I'm excited because I didn't find this out until this morning. So
I thought they only showed the back because that was all of it.
Because the front is boring, you assumed, right? It's probably just like like wrap sort of front. Exactly how it looks. It's not. AOC dress.
All I remember is AOC, her like team put out like an email that was like 4 pages of defense of the dress.
Of course.
So they're like definitely on damage control. Like I don't even think, like, I don't have the weird hatred for AOC that a lot of people do in the leftist community. But I might be starting to get it, because this is terrible. She looks like she's in nurse scrubs. What the fuck? If a nurse could go to prom as a nurse.
It's exactly like a nurse smock. Or just like this weird dress shirt, button-down shirt, off-shoulder thing is just... It's really bad.
It's got, like, overalls energy, which is...
I'm trying to find a better, like, actual... Because, so, here's the...
That's crazy as fuck. There's no way that's the front of that dress.
That's the front of that dress. And the back is the only thing that got any attention. Isn't that insane? That's what I was about to say. I think the real conspiracy is she saw the dress, the front was horrible, and she was like, I gotta put something on the ass of this dress that's gonna distract from this horrible, weird tuxedo situation that I have going on up front, so I'll put Tax the Rich on my ass, and then that's all anyone will talk about. She's actually a genius.
I actually fully agree with that. At this point, after seeing the front of that dress, like, that is the fact that she basically made it so that people were like, I mean, she still looks great, but like, come on, the dress. I think that was the right move at this point, because
I mean, she looks great because of course she's gonna look great. It's the Met, and she has people to do her makeup.
From the front, this is so bad. She looks like a high school plays a version of The Little Mermaid from the front.
Yeah, well,
it's bad.
I just generally think that the mermaid shape of a dress is stupid.
Well, it mostly just means you can't walk.
I think we should stop doing it altogether.
We should all have Kim Kardashian flares on individual legs from now on.
Yes.
That's a dress.
It's time as a fashion industry that we complete the mermaid to human legs transformation. make the deal with the sea witch. Only do legs from now on.
Move on from mermaid.
Move on.
Now you're a
Lose your voice. You got no voice, but you got legs. That's all you need.
You fucking bitch. You shut the fuck up and you get legs for that man. You mush slut. You are going to be a person and not talk. This is... It does have a lot to do with AOC's dress.
It's all very political.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dress is bad. And that's my conspiracy. That's my conspiracy theory in regards to the dress.
Look
And
up the
I
front
think
of
it's
AOC's
right.
dress.
If you look,
it's
because
hard.
no one's showing it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she wanted.
That's just what she fucking wanted.
It goes all the way to the top. That's what I would do too. If I had a dress custom made for me by oh my god. Well, the designer she got is like POC, immigrant,
Yeah.
everything you need.
The person she got is the ideal artist to make a dress for you for like the cause.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
If you're going for the cause, that's who you get.
The artist is all those things and also somehow still bougie, of course. But like
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't care about the bouginess. I think the bouginess I just think aesthetically it's bad.
Get my friend Orlando to make the next Met Gala dress. Because he will do it better.
Sure. Get Orlando. Get literally anyone.
Yeah.
It's bad. The state of the Met is bad. Like, it's not... It's... This is where I do agree with the Red Scare people. Is that at least people used to, like, look good.
Yeah.
And now... I'm not opposed to people, obviously, taking, like, fashion risks and doing weird things. I don't care about that. I'm pro that.
Yeah, who was it that wore a sex harness?
Oh, that was something else. That was some Instagram influencer that I follow.
Yeah.
She was going to Fashion Week, like New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And she wore a sex harness that was...
Unrelated, but, like, in the same vein of this stuff, like, just wear interesting shit.
Well, I think a lot of people just have a real problem gauging what is... Are you burning live?
It's actually very nice.
Okay, good. I think a lot of people have that problem where they just have no gauge for it.
Yeah.
Because who fucking knows? She probably has a social media manager, like, what's her name? The lady from The Circle. Who sucks.
We still have to talk about Circle.
Yeah, we haven't even
We'll
talked
have
about
to do it
The
real
Circle.
quick. We got time.
Oh my god, we have no time.
We've got time.
What even was I saying?
Okay, so you're talking about managers and stuff in terms of like dresses and whatnot. Like having something that should be able to be out there and having managers that make it not that, I think is what you were talking about.
Oh yeah. I think her manager 100% was like, you can't say that this is like, you can't be super sexual about this, or this can't be like a sex harness, or if it is, it's like, oh, it's an edgy thing. Whatever. Anyway, this girl on Instagram posted a thing, a best dot dressed on Instagram. Posted an outfit. She just does fashion where she's wearing this outfit and then a sex harness on top. It it's just a harness.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as sex harness.
The amount of the amount that people are doing harnesses integrated into their outfits now in like fashion.
Like
doesn't seem like
I'm
it
a
makes
year
it
away from wearing a
harness
harness
anymore. I mean, I have harnesses. I just don't feel like I have outfits that they go on that much. So
not yet.
I'll find them, but I don't be like, this is my sex
You don't
harness.
call it a sex harness because that's crazy.
Also, the appeal of that entire look is that you don't say that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know why we're trashing on this girl. She's not even at the Met. Who cares?
It was just stuck in my head. The point is,
it's stuck in my head too.
The Met needs to be more interesting.
It needs to be better.
We looked through like 180 pictures of the Met, and it was pretty fucking uninteresting.
There were at least 5 people who went with the like, oh, here's a sheer morph suit with diamonds covering my tits.
Maybe a star on my belly button.
Yeah, weird choice, but that did happen. I don't remember who that was.
I think it was Zoe Kravitz.
I don't think so. I trust her not to do that.
Yeah.
I hope.
Actually, it might have been Zeldana.
I don't know.
Okay. It was a lot of pictures.
There were a lot of pictures. But I do remember seeing like 2 bodysuit, diamond glitter, like faux nude kind of outfits where I was like, yeah, of course.
Oh, the 2 people who were together? Like the set of people in those?
They looked really good.
Because
they were the Williams sisters, I want to say.
Maybe.
I'm probably wrong, but...
It's probably racist.
It's probably racist and I'm probably wrong, but on the off chance I'm not, cool. And I think I'm right, actually. I'm like relatively sure. Whether or not, I don't care. It was Zoe Kravitz for sure, and then the other one was, I want to say it was Emrata.
Okay.
I think it was her. Now that I'm saying that, I don't
I'm not
think
100% sure.
I think she actually wore a dress because I remember being like, oh, you're Emrata, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Fuck, who was it? No, there was someone else who was wearing like some nude diamondy sheer thing, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was the Not Lord. It was
the Not Lord.
It was another.
Oh, Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It was like an actual basic bitch was wearing that.
Yeah.
But like a famous rich one.
A famous basic bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing it. She was doing it very well. Lily Rose Depp is exceptionally beautiful, and I think she did it good. And also Zoe Kravitz, exceptionally beautiful. Yeah. She also did it good. I mean, that's
weird how that can fix things.
Weird how that goes. The other people who were less exceptionally beautiful did not cut it for me. Timothée Chalamet? What the fuck?
I mean...
I don't even class him as like an exceptionally beautiful person, but he's just like... He stands out somehow.
He had like Genie of the Ring vibes.
Because he did like a weird 2 different designers thing.
Yeah.
It was like Ralph Lauren on top and then someone else on bottom. I don't remember what it was.
That sounds right.
It was like tuxedo top, sweats bottom.
He looked like a boring white cartoon character.
Uh-huh.
It was a strange like approach to fashion.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it was more interesting than the man suits that showed up. Like,
right.
Like Channing Tatum and those people. Like, I don't dislike them.
Although, I like those people, now that I'm thinking about it, because when we were going through the slideshow, I definitely was like, oh, another man suit. I'm thinking.
Okay.
The drops. I was like, oh, another man suit. But now that I think about it, I don't really want anything else from Channing Tatum.
He did lip sync sing a female part a while back in which I think he wore a dress.
I mean...
He should wear a dress. He did pretty good with it.
I mean, the Ben Shapiro's will have a fit, but...
Yeah.
It's fine. It's alright.
The Ben Shapiro sisters will have a fit, too.
Oh, fuck. Does she even do commentary on this cover? I
No,
haven't really kept up on
I think she's
classically Abby.
Yeah, I think Abby's too busy doing like weird, bad opera like things at like
I've never even heard her do that. I'm so
like right wing. I don't know. She's kind of embroiled in that weird right wing community for like talking engagements, and it seems like she does stuff at those sometimes.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of I don't like that, what was the um, we had another topic we need to get to. Oh, fuck.
You're asking me. Here, I mean, I'll read through my topics, but I think we covered them an hour ago.
Okay.
So, big beautiful COVID, vitamin C food.
Okay. I like these topics.
Thanks. Sunroom views.
It's good.
Kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
It's good. You can't tell, but it is.
It's nuts, actually.
Check out my Instagram if you want to see more. Mushroom Adventures, covered that. What the fuck does this say? Giant Fair animatronics. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
So, that's as far as my list got. Clearly, I didn't get very far this week. But, man, what was it? I feel like it was important.
It was something that
stupid.
we watched, I think.
That's kind of what I think, too. Well, food fight.
Yeah.
God.
Food fight is... That's not what we were talking about.
Can you do this in 4 minutes?
Kind of.
I can't do this in 4 minutes.
It's not a big deal. We can go over our time because we're not in the Skype thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. But we shouldn't go too far over our time because people have lives.
Oh, yeah. Because we'll take up too much of these people's lives with our...
Also, you're going to completely exit frame, which is...
I know. I saw. I'm fixing it.
I don't want you to, like, burn yourself.
That won't happen.
Okay.
I don't... Okay, so...
So, did you like Food Fight?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but it was nice. And fun to watch. So...
You hear that, Angela? Watch
No, you
Food
cannot
Fight.
use this as leverage to make someone else watch Food Fight.
Angela, watch Food Fight. I already stained your YouTube with it. Before you told me I couldn't use YouTube anymore.
I kind of... I wish I could advise against it, but Angela, you probably should watch Food Fight.
Yeah, you already watched Shrek.
You probably should, but I feel like Angela knows enough about me that she knows my judgment is not the best. So take that how you will.
Watch Food Fight, everybody. Food Fight, in parentheses, 2013. You're going to love the way you feel after you watch that movie. It doesn't have Nazis in it. Okay, it has Nazis
That's
in it.
how you led into Food Fight? That was even a surprise to me.
It's the 9/11 of animated movies.
It is. But you don't have to say Nazis off the bat, because that was a surprise to me when I was watching it.
Oh, sorry, spoilers?
Spoilers, there's Nazis in this movie. Oh my god.
And Mr. Clean.
Surprisingly
not a Nazi.
I knew Mr. Clean. If you watch the trailer, they trick you into thinking that Chester Cheetah will be in this movie. He's not.
Yeah, there's no Chester Cheetah, but he's like one of the main people in the preview.
Yeah.
Also,
he appears for a long time in the preview.
Watch the trailer, watch the movie, and then watch the trailer again. Because none of that's in the movie.
And then go to therapy after that.
And then deal with your Wayne Brady affection. for a while.
Fuck. That
Yeah.
was disappointing.
Yeah.
I wasn't my only Wayne Brady experience is through Whose Line.
Yeah, I think that's most people.
I feel like that should be it for most people. And obviously he's really good on that show,
Yeah.
but if you don't want everything ruined for you, don't watch Food Fight. But if you don't really care about it that much, then it's fine.
Yeah, get in there.
Other than that, it's sad.
Yeah, it's a really sad.
Also, Christopher Lloyd is in it.
Yep.
Uh,
The doctor from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Ah, fuck, who else? There's like
Ben Stiller's dad is in it.
Ben Stiller's dad.
The guy who I have like a vague memory that he like played